let's get started. Turn down the music so I can actually hear myself think. Alright, so the false evidence in this case is It's a no-brainer. Obviously, it's the witness that's suspicious. During his earlier testimony, the detective pointed out a crucial fact. The criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Now, is that testimony exactly what the witness claims to have seen? Yeah, that's what the witness told us. That testimony is filled with holes. After all, the victim's coat isn't dirty at all. That's true. Ha! It's not just true, it's the truth. If there was a truly decisive witness in this case, I'm certain that boy Wonder over there would have called them in the first place. Your Honor, the defense requests to cross-examine the eyewitness. The testimony presented so far is not only vague, but contradictory as well. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, it appears that we'll need to hear from your mystery witness after all. You should brace yourself for the brutal truth. Your Honor, the prosecution has no intention of hiding the witness from the court. We are prepared to present our witness at any time. Very well, please bring forth your witness at this time. What Mr. Edgeworth said kind of worries me. What does he mean by the brutal truth? Now, let's proceed with the testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, please go right ahead. Thank you, Your Honor. The prosecution summons the woman who saw the events that day with her very own eyes. This is it, Mia. The battle begins here. Witness, what is your name and occupation? Oh, she looks familiar, doesn't she? Everyone is so silent that I can hear their hearts going pitter-patter. Oh! When I look at you, how can I put it? You look as scrumptious as a double-double and a dozen donut holes. I feel like I want to hurry up and hand down a verdict just to have a bite. Hey, not so fast. As I said before, this witness is very sensitive and delicate. I would ask the court to please exercise care when addressing her. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. You are a true gentleman. Miss Fay, you could learn a lot from this man. Neon says, I feel as though we will meet her again someday in the future. How strange. Very strange. Can't imagine why you'd get that feeling. If he's such a gentleman, he sure doesn't act like one to me. Sir? Huh? Yes, my dear. This is my first time, so I'm sure I'll make a lot of mistakes. Anyway, I just wanted to say I'm sorry for all the trouble I might cause. So basically you're pre-admitting to perjury on the stand, right? Not at all. It's no trouble at all. Now then, may we please have your name and occupation? My name is, Melissa Foster. I'm a college student, a freshman in the literature department. You were on the scene when the unfortunate event occurred, correct? And you were the one who took this photo, is that accurate? How can you be so mean? Neon says in response to my accusations of her committing perjury on the stand. No, of course not. They're all just mistakes. Of course. How can you be so mean? I literally just asked you a question, woman. Now see here, what are you doing shoving that in her face like that? Huh? But it's just a photograph. It's not like it's something dangerous. Next time I'll be forced to penalize you. Uh-oh. I don't like I don't like the turn this has taken. Hmm? Is she staring at me? Neon points out she could get a paper cut from that photo. I mean, I guess so, but I doubt that I was holding it close enough for that to be a problem. And you would be? Huh? I'm the defense attorney. My name is Mia Fey. I see. So you are... Now then, young lady, could you please give us your testimony? Yes, Your Honor. I'll do my best. I was using my camera to take some pictures of wildflowers. Then I noticed there were two people standing up on the suspension bridge. Suddenly, they just started fighting. That's when I hurried and took the photo that shows the crucial moment. And right after that, I called the police. By the way, where were you standing when the incident occurred? I believe the map would be of help here. I was standing right over here. I was standing in a beautiful field surrounded by tall cliffs. So you took the photo from that location, eh? I brought the camera I was using at the time, just like Mr. Edgeworth asked me to. Ho ho ho, what a cute camera, just like its owner. Alright then, Miss Fey, time for your cross-examination. But I warn you, make the witness cry again and you'll feel the wrath of my gavel. Did you say wildflowers? Yes, the mountain is famous for its beautiful spring wildflowers. But it's only February. Well, I couldn't wait for spring to come. Ho ho, I know just how you feel. It's just like when I first started growing this glorious beard of mine. I just couldn't wait, so I wore a dyed blonde Santa beard until mine grew in properly. Would you mind if we got back to the facts of the case, Your Honor? Was there anything strange about the two of them? I'm a bad girl, I know I am. It looked like they were having a really serious conversation up there. So I decided to watch them, like some kind of peeping Tom. No, not at all. Everyone is like that. I love watching other people fight too. In fact, I can't get enough of it. Actually, that's why I took this job in the first place. Well, I guess that's as good an explanation as any. Too much info, Your Honor. In any case, it's perfectly natural for you to have kept watching them. Especially dressed as they were. Well, anyway, I was watching them very closely. Hold it! Do you have any idea what they were fighting about? Huh? No, I have no idea. Why do you ask that? Oh, I just thought that maybe you overheard what they said. I would never eavesdrop. I've got more class than that.
That's right, Miss Fay. Don't drag the witness down to your level.
Ah. Why did you take a photo? Well, the two of them were really going at it. Ever since I was a little girl, I always wanted to be a news reporter.
Neon's not buying the act either.
I guess that part of me just kind of took over. Smells like a lie to me.
Yes, I understand completely. Even now, I can't completely abandon my boyhood dreams. I still use my grandson to test my comedy routines on. Oh, his poor grandson.
So he wanted to be a comedian, huh? Not that it has any bearing on this. All I could do was to use my camera. So I took the photo of the crucial moment and gave it to the police.
You called the police?
Yes, because it looked to me like the murderer was going to try to escape.
We were already moving before the call even came in. And thanks to the victim's note, we had already started our operation. That was certainly tough luck for the criminal, eh?
If Terry Falls isn't the criminal, then there must be something strange in that girl's testimony.
Be careful, kitten. That girl has the judge wrapped right around her little finger. You're going to have a tough time poking holes in that testimony of hers.
You're going to have to come up with something really good, Mia. Let's take a look at the evidence I have. Small but powerful model. For her to get the picture from.
You mean this picture?
Witness, when you said you took a photo of the crucial moment, is this what you meant? All I can see in this photo are two people facing each other. You testified that you saw the two of them starting to fight. Normally that's the kind of thing we would refer to as a crucial moment. Why haven't you presented a photo like that? Well, you see...
The photo we presented was the only one there was.
But if you really wanted to capture the crucial moment, then what happened next? You must have taken a photo. You must have taken a photo of it.
Go. My apologies, young lady, but Miss Fay's assertion is not without a certain amount of merit.
You can certainly downplay a situation, can't he? I'm sorry. I'm a very bad girl. I used it all up. The film, I mean.
You ran out of film?
This photo was the last one.
What? Unfortunately, that is the truth. I personally examined all of the photographs she took that day. All the other photos are of the witness herself playing among the wildflowers. So basically, she took a whole bunch of selfies with her camera.
The witness herself? Then who took the photos? Well, you see, my camera has a timer feature built into it.
So you took photos of yourself? I remember taking some photos of myself once, too. Please, no details. It seems that Miss Fay's assertion was not so decisive after all.
Wait, just a minute.
Well, if she had no film left, she couldn't very well take more pictures, eh? Miss Foster, perhaps then you could tell us about a different sort of photo. Photos of the incident that you took with your very own eyes.
Mr. Edgeworth, you're quite the poet.
He does have a bit of a flowery way with words, doesn't he? Very well then, let's get back to the cross-examination. Let's hear your thoughts on the fight that you witnessed.
Yes, Mr. Judge.
Boy, this guy is really a sucker for sweet talk. Ha. It looks like the other kitten in the room is the one that's getting all the attention.
Yeah, it's sickening.
Using my camera to take some pictures of start cutting.
Hold it!
The victim. Why do you think she tried to run away? With her police training, she certainly knew better than to turn her back on a criminal.
Objection!
This was a large, powerful man with a knife. If it had been a quaggy woman like you, I'm sure she would have acted differently. A what? Quaggy? Why you... If it had been me, I probably would have jumped into the river. There's still something wrong with this testimony. About 10 yards before she was stabbed in the back. There's a lot of problems with that statement. So you're saying Sergeant Hawthorne wasn't able to get away from him?
Well, it's a narrow bridge, and it was swaying back and forth. If you ask me, both of them were in danger of falling off. I only wish I could have done something to help her.
That seems to make sense.
I wonder about that. Something seems kind of off.
Ha! Does it now? You have a good sixth sense. When you feel that something's off, that's when you need to figure out why. Terry Falls isn't the criminal. If she turned around here and tried to run, then that would kind of imply she was running towards the broken end of the bridge here. And I'm not so convinced that there's 10 yards of space there, especially not given the angle they were she has to have been seeing this from.
Want from me, game? Okay, there we go. That's what I want. Witness, your testimony is a joke. Huh? What? But I just... Ms. Fay, I thought I warned you not to make the witness cry. One short testimony and two bad contradictions. There's no possible excuse. You say there were two contradictions? It's simple. Just take a look at the diagram of the area. According to her testimony, the two of them were in the middle of the bridge. But if they were, and the victim had turned around and tried to run, well then, she would have hit a dead end. You said 10 yards, but she couldn't have ran even 5. Because Dusky Bridge is collapsed on that side. Ah! What does all this mean? It's very simple, Your Honor. This charming little witness told a charming little lie. And that's all there is to it. This beautiful young lady has been lying to the court. Yeah, she's been committing perjury. Just a moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor, allow me to personally apologize for the confusion. What do you mean? There's one major mistake in this diagram. What did you say? What are you referring to? It's all because this diagram was made after the incident occurred. It's a very old bridge. We couldn't find any official blueprints of it. So you're saying? I'm saying that even though this bridge is currently in disrepair, there's no evidence that can prove that the bridge was broken during the incident. That's ridiculous. You can't actually tell the condition of the bridge from this photo. I apologize to the court for not being more clear when I presented the evidence. Ha, that guy is good. Huh? What do you mean? He planned it from the beginning. He's a genius, all right. That diagram of the bridge was his insurance policy. Neon's also going, What? That coward.
Well, Miss Fay, it seems you've once again made a reckless accusation.
I'm so sorry. I should have been more careful myself.
No, it wasn't your fault at all. Now then, shall we go on with the trial? I'd like to establish once and for all what it was that the witness actually saw. Indeed. All right, young lady. May I ask you to please proceed with your testimony?
But it's so hard to go on.
We're all on your side, Miss Foster. There's no need to worry. Just tell us what you saw.
Yes, sir. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. Then he carried her over to the car. I suppose that was the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden. He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm only supposed to talk about what I saw.
Witnessing such violence must have been difficult.
Yes, sir. I'm still shaken up.
If he accepts this testimony as it is, we're finished.
Don't say that.
Oh, well. Maybe I'll stop off at my favorite cafe on the way home. They make a really great mocha latte. This trial isn't over yet. Ha. That's what I like to hear. All right, Miss Fay, your cross-examination, if you please. Contradiction is staring you right in the face, Mia. Go on the attack. Quickly picked her up in his arms. Are you saying that the victim didn't fall down on the bridge?
Actually, maybe she did fall.
Of course she didn't fall down on the bridge. If she had fallen down, this photo wouldn't make any sense. If that was the case, her coat would have been all muddy.
Objection!
If you don't mind, I was asking the witness. No need to be so rude. Well, young lady?
Of course she didn't fall down. The man in the prison uniform grabbed her before she could.
Ha! We're one step too slow. And then what did the defendant do after that?
Hold it!
You personally witnessed that?
Yes.
Did anything strange happen when he did that?
Well, I don't know if you'd call it strange or not, but that's when the victim's scarf fell off.
You mean this scarf? Her words match what we found at the scene. I don't see any problem.
Hold it!
You mean the defendant carried the body all by himself?
Yes.
Considering the size of the defendant, I don't think it would be difficult. Yes, but let's remember they were on a narrow bridge that was ready to collapse. Is it even possible for him to have carried a dead body on a bridge like that?
Objection!
Well, the fact of the matter is that he did. That kind of talk is just silly. Wow, why did he get so emotional all of a sudden? Miss Fay, if you think there's some other possibility, please share it with the rest of us.
He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge.
Hold it!
Why do you say that? It's already a broken down bridge hidden away in the mountains. Doing anything more to hide the corpse would be going overboard, wouldn't it?
Yes, but that mountain is famous among hikers. A surprising number of people go up there.
But it's February, right? And it was raining that day, correct?
There's also a small temple and a channeling dojo there. You know those monks, they just love cold, isolated places.
I think the witness is trying to say that the corpse could have been found at any time. Besides, the witness is merely reporting what she witnessed with her own eyes.
Hold it!
And
And you're absolutely certain that it was my client who was carrying the body? Well, he was wearing a prisoner's uniform, but as for his face...
So you're saying you didn't get a clear look at his face?
Well, they were far away and it was raining as well.
So how did you see her scarf fall off?
I thought I was only supposed to say exactly what I saw.
Excellent! You're a remarkably honest young woman.
Something about this testimony is bothering me, but what?
Hey, kitten, have you ever put salt in your coffee? No, why would I? Why not?
Huh?
It may actually go better with coffee than sugar, right? Listen, my point is, if you're not sure, you might as well add a ton of salt to it. It might bring out the rust in something, like a piece of evidence.
He's right, Mia. Go present something. You've got nothing to lose.
By the way, I wouldn't put salt in my coffee. The two don't go well, after all.
Killer not wanting his victim to be found, I can understand that. However, the idea of moving the body for that purpose is clearly odd. There was a much easier way to make sure the body wasn't found.
Well, what is it?
Take another look at the map of the area and you'll see how. There's a river right below the bridge. Earlier, Mr. Edgeworth pointed out something interesting about the river.
For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered.
Ah! In the kidnapping case 5 years ago, the victim's body was carried away and never found. Ugh. If 10 murders were to occur at that same spot above the Eagle River, you can bet your boots that every other killer would have tossed the body in the water.
Order. I'm not sure if I care for the way you put that, Miss Fay, but I must admit it does seem odd not to have thrown the body into the river.
Ew.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth?
How sad.
Perhaps Miss Fay would do well to try taking a dip in the river herself. Excuse me? After all, you claim to be such an expert in the ways of nature.
What are you talking about?
My point is that no matter how odd you may find the killer's method of body disposal, the fact is that this is what the killer did. None of your arguments have anything to do with what the witness saw. Neon suggests that he jump in the river with us. Yeah, let's just all go for a swim in the river. It'll be fun. Quite true. Even the judge agrees that it'd be fun. Miss Fay, it seems that your assertion is without merit after all.
Objection!
But what the witness claims to have seen is totally ridiculous.
Objection!
Surely you can't deny that the body was found in the trunk of the car. That's certainly consistent with what the witnesses told us. Ugh. Please, witness, go on with your testimony.
I'll try.
All you have to do is tell us only what you saw. Otherwise, the mean lady might yell at you again.
Who is he talking about? All right, I'll do my best.
What did the man do then?
Well, naturally he got in the car and was about to flee. That's when I came to my senses. I said to myself, you have to call the police.
And so that's when you called the police. You're sure that you saw all of that with your own eyes?
Yes, I'm 100% certain.
Why do you say that? It's already a broken down bridge hidden away in the mountains. Neon says, no, she totally frolicked through the wildflowers some more first before she called the police. Well, Miss Foster, it looks like you've done it this time.
Done what?
Made a crucial mistake. Crucial mistake? Like what, Miss Fay? The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. You're saying you saw that, right? With your very own eyes?
Yes, and?
It's simple, Miss Foster. Take a look at the diagram. The place you claim to have taken the photo from that day is here. Do you see what I mean? Even if you tried to see the car, this outcropping of rock is directly in the way.
Ah!
That's right, Miss Foster. From where you were standing, you could not have possibly seen the killer's car.
Ah!
Objection!
I admit that the diagram shows a large outcropping of rock. However, it isn't so tall that it would stop her from seeing the car.
That's right. It's not high at all. I was able to see his car just fine.
I'm so sorry, but that just doesn't wash. I believe it was the witness who presented this as evidence to the court, yes? This is the location that the photo was taken from. Your own photo tells the whole story. You can clearly see the left side of the bridge, but the outcropping that is being referred to is really more like a cliff. Ah! Your view should have been completely cut off by this cliff, but still you claim to have been able to see the killer's car.
No!
Order in the court. What is the meaning of all this ballyhoo?
Objection!
Your Honor, Your Honor, don't jump to any hasty conclusions. That's what I've been telling him this entire case. You think he's gonna listen to either of us? The fact that the escapee fled in a stolen car was reported on the news. After witnessing a murder, I'm sure you can appreciate that the witness was very upset. She must have heard about the stolen car and convinced herself that she saw it.
Objection!
But she was repeatedly warned before starting her testimony. She was told to testify only about what she saw with her own eyes. Oh! Mr. Judge? What is it? I think I must have remembered things wrong. Hey, wait a minute. You can't just say that.
Objection!
Miss Fay, no one on the face of the planet is perfect. Yes, indeed. Quite true. You know what they say. To err is human, to forgive divine. I'm inclined to give the benefit of the doubt to our witness here. What? That's not fair. Ha. Save the tears for later, kitten. Mr. Armando, don't look back until the trial is over. Now is the time to go forward. But that wasn't fair. Okay, kitten, you need to relax. Then you need to remember the other kitten's testimony. The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. So tell me, how did she know that? How did she know that he broke into the trunk? Aha! Well, Miss Foster, until you can explain how you knew that, you're going to have a lot of very suspicious people on this side of the courtroom. Well, witness? Well, I'm certain that he broke into the trunk because there were marks left on the trunk lid. I'm certain there were scratch marks from when he broke into it. What? Let me see that photo. It's true, these certainly look like scratch marks around the keyhole. It's obvious that this trunk has been broken open. Well, Miss Fay, are you satisfied? The judge is on her side. I can't make any mistakes here. What she just said, is there a contradiction in there somewhere? I'll buy it! Yeah, no, fuck that. Melissa Foster, it looks like you finally betrayed yourself. What? You said you were in a field taking photos of wildflowers, but even so, you knew about the scratches. The question is when? When did you get a chance to see those scratches? I finally got her. Ha. I'm getting pretty tired of waiting over here. Then perhaps it would be faster if Miss Fay explained herself. Your Honor, there's only one possible explanation. The reason the witness had seen the scratches was... she put the corpse in herself. There's only one way that the witness had the chance to see those scratches. Yes, what is it? Naturally, when she opened the trunk and stuffed the corpse in herself. The person who really hid the body in the trunk of that car was Melissa Foster. It was you that did it, wasn't it? That's ridiculous. I could never. It was the man in the prison garb. He's the one that... I don't think so, Miss Foster. If Mr. Falls had been the one that put the corpse in the trunk, he would have simply used the car key. There was no need to break it open. But he stole the car. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light, which means that the key would have still been in the ignition. Oh, I see. Thank you for telling us about the scratches, Miss Foster. Without that, we never would have uncovered the truth. And it couldn't have been Mr. Falls that put the body in the trunk. No! Preposterous to even suggest that the witness put the body in there. If that were true, then how do you explain the photo that she took? The corpse could only have been put in the trunk when the incident occurred. And we already know that at the time she was taking photographs. Except it was on a timer, wasn't it? Now's your chance, Mia. Finish this thing. On the contrary, I'm not so certain about that anymore, Mr. Edgeworth.
There's no need to think too deeply about it. What I'm saying is the shutter for this may not have been pushed by Miss Foster herself. It has a timer function. Let's take another look at this camera and see what features it has, shall we? It has a timer built into it, even a mini tripod. Why, it's almost as if she had brought this camera just to take this picture.
Objection!
What are you trying to say then, Miss Fay? That when the crime occurred, Miss Foster wasn't in the field as she claimed? Well, if she really did use the camera's auto timer, then the answer is yes, she was somewhere else. Exactly. She was not in the field. Will the defense please explain further? Listen, this is a crucial point. Where was Miss Foster when the incident occurred? In answering that question, will also make clear Miss Foster's true identity. Well then, please answer this question. Where was Melissa Foster when the incident on the bridge occurred? Damn it, I can't save here right now. Naturally, the witness was right here. But that's where the victim, Miss Hawthorne, was standing. Order, Miss Fay, what on earth? Your Honor, if I may. After parting with the victim on the bridge, the defendant fled by car. But this would mean that there was no time to put the victim in the trunk. In other words, if someone put the body in the trunk, it could only have been before the defendant met the victim.
Objection!
How asinine! Of course Mr. Falls met with the victim. The only person with the opportunity to put the victim in the trunk is the same man that killed her, Terry Falls. You still don't understand, do you, Mr. Edgeworth? By the time the witness's photo was taken, the victim was already dead. The person in the photo was not Valerie Hawthorne.
Objection!
What? I've never heard anything more ridiculous in my entire life. Then who exactly is the victim in this photo? It's obvious, isn't it? It's your own witness. Ugh. What? It's the only possible explanation. The woman that Mr. Falls met on the bridge that day was not Valerie Hawthorne. It was you, Melissa Foster. Me? Let's remember that it was raining and foggy on the mountain that day. Mr. Falls himself believed that the woman in front of him was Valerie Hawthorne.
Objection!
But the defendant knew Valerie Hawthorne very well. After all, she was the one whose testimony helped get him convicted 5 years ago.
Objection!
But since then, my client has spent 5 hard years in a federal penitentiary. He couldn't remember exactly what she looked like anymore. You're just making this up as you go along. Where's your proof? I've got it all right here. This piece of evidence will blow this case wide open. At the time of the incident, Mr. Falls had forgotten what Valerie Hawthorne looked like. Wear white scarf for identification. Yeah, that sure sounds like he remembered what she looked like. Mr. Falls had forgotten the victim's face. That's why he needed some piece of identification. Namely, this muddy scarf. Ah! It was Mr. Falls who requested that she wear this scarf to identify herself. And that's already been proven by the note the victim left. In other words, as long as you were wearing a scarf like he asked, anyone could have pretended to be Valerie Hawthorne. Well, what do you have to say to that, Melissa Foster? No! Yep.
Where's Miss Foster? She's collecting herself in the lobby. Neon says, "You killed her!" Ah! Whoops! I think I might have overdone it. It's obvious that Melissa Foster did it. She hid the body in the trunk and disguised herself as the victim. She set up the camera to snap a fake photo of them together. The only question is, why did she do it? Well, isn't that obvious? She's the real culprit. Ha! Well, we'll have to wait for Miss Foster to compose herself before we start again. Until then, this court is in recess. The defense and the prosecution are both to wait in their respective lobbies. Yes, Your Honor. Understood. Very well, this court is in recess. To be continued. I'm sorry. I want to say thanks. You're real good. You really hooked me up. Thanks. We're almost there. Once I prove that she committed the crime. Yeah, but there's one more big obstacle we've got to get past. Obstacle? Yeah, motive. Why would Melissa Foster kill that policewoman anyway? Motive, huh? Anyway, we're still badly in need of information. Information, right. What we need the most is info about this Melissa Foster herself. All we know is that she's a student studying literature. And one more thing. What is it? Well, the incident that happened 5 years ago, of course. The kidnapping murder case that the Zebra Boy is on death row for. Neon says that her motive is because she's a murdering nutter. I mean, yeah, I kind of get that impression. I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. I never lie. Mr. Falls, in that case, tell us more about it. About what happened 5 years ago. Okay, I trust you. That day, 5 years ago, I dream of it every day. This picture, it reminds me everything. Bridge looks same, just like then, 5 years ago. Like it could fall apart any minute. So it's been broken like that for at least 5 years. Ha! Sorry, but you sound like the one that could fall apart at any minute. True, I did. I did kidnap her. 5 years ago, I kidnapped my girlfriend, Dahlia Hawthorne. Your girlfriend, huh? Hey, hold on there. Did you say Hawthorne? The victim's last name. Dahlia Hawthorne, Valerie's little sister. What? Are you serious? Valerie Hawthorne. At first I thought shooting someone for a kidnapping was crossing the line, but if it was to protect her little sister, I can understand why she did it. Wrong! No protect, sister! Valerie betrayed me! Betray us! What do you mean she betrayed you? Everything! All lies! All make-believe! Kidnapping, too! A make-believe kidnapping? Dahlia, my girlfriend, my love, my teen angel. You were like 6 years older than her, my dude. You were in your 20s. You were like literally 20, and she was 14.
Ugh. Did he actually say my teen angel? He's seen one too many soap operas.
I do anything she says. Anything Dahlia says.
Anything Dahlia says? Hold on a minute. What you're saying is that the kidnapping 5 years ago was planned by...
Yeah, me and Dahlia. And Valerie, too.
Valerie was in on it?
Dahlia's family rich. Jewelry business. You get one jewel. And that's what we thought. Me and Dahlia wrote kidnap note. We sent to her dad. Asked for a $2 million diamond. Tell him make exchange on Dusky Bridge. We tell him Valerie make transfer cause she knew detective.
Having a police detective in your pocket is a useful thing, alright. In the end, you were planning on splitting the 2 million 3 ways, huh?
Yeah, but that woman! That woman, Valerie, she'd do it for real. She shoot at me for real, me and Dahlia. I was shot in arm, Dahlia. She'd jump in river.
Jump? You don't mean she jumped on purpose, do you?
I couldn't do it. Could never push her. Anyway, I blacked out. Make up with police all over.
And that's when they decided to give you the death sentence.
I couldn't believe it. That woman, she betrayed me.
That man, Terry Falls, he killed her. He threw her off the bridge. He threw my beloved sister into the roaring river 40 feet below.
These 5 years, all I wonder is, why? Why? Why did she lie? That's all I want to know.
So that's why you called her. You wanted to hear the truth from Valerie herself.
Yes, but I forget what she looked like, so I tell her to wear a scarf. I don't want to hurt her. Just ask why. Why? Why did you lie? Why did you betray me? I just want to hear answer come from her mouth. That's all.
So that's why you made a crazy escape like that. Just one thing, zebra boy. My senses are tingling all over. Tell me, Mr. Falls, where is it? Huh? Where's what? Come on now, kitten. The ransom. The $2 million diamond. Remember that now? Did you give it back to Pops? Did the police take it?
I don't know.
Huh? You don't know?
No, really, I don't know. It's gone. With Dahlia.
With Dahlia?
That day on the bridge, Dahlia put it in backpack. Now gone. With Dahlia. Gone forever. Into Eagle River.
It disappeared with Dahlia, huh? Wait a minute.
You can come back in now. We're about ready to go.
Mr. Falls, just one more question. When you said with Dahlia, do you mean the diamond is still missing? Along with the body of Dahlia Hawthorne?
Never found her, my sweet Dahlia.
They never found her.
Swallowed by river, gone. Dahlia, my teen angel. Ugh.
Your teen angel. How old was she anyway?
Just 14. You were 20! 14? I guess you were robbing cradles before diamonds. She plans a fake kidnapping and disappears into the river with a rock worth $2 million. Man, oh man. Angels these days.
Falls takes the fall and gets a one-way ticket to death row. His Dahlia Hawthorne an angel? Or is she really a... It's time, kitten. Looks like we have a few more aces up our sleeve now. You bet. The training wheels come off now, Mia. You've got to strike while the iron is hot. That's one of my rules. Remember it. It's one of your rules, huh? Now then, let's continue with the trial of Mr. Terry Falls. Witness, are you feeling better?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll try my best.
You're a brave young lady.
Not this again.
I can understand a defense lawyer wanting to get her client off the hook. However, to try to pin the crime on an innocent student is... Neon comments. I get the feeling Armando has a lot of rules. I get that feeling too. What are you talking about? My witness is not the person on trial here. She's an innocent bystander who witnessed a violent crime, that's all. What possible reason would a girl like this have for murdering a policewoman? I've got an idea. It's certainly hard to imagine this woman as a murderer. Her motive, huh? I figured that's what I had to establish next. Well, Miss Faye, do you have any evidence of a motive? Yes, of course, I think. Ha, you're still acting as tame as a kitten. Mr. Armando, listen. A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. Smiling on the outside while your guts are twisted in knots is the mark of a pro. Maybe so, but I wish you would quit grinning at me like that.
Excuse me. May I speak, Mr. Judge?
Of course, Mr. Judge is ready anytime you like.
I'd like to say something. Some people here are suspicious of me, right? That's why I at least wanted you, Mr. Judge, to know that it's not true.
I see. You're such an honest and upstanding young lady. It looks like this witness is a real professional.
What do you mean?
Look at that 100-watt smile. Just when things are darkest for her, click, she lights right up. Very well then, let's hear what the witness has to say. Neon says that Melissa does not deserve these butterflies. She really doesn't.
I was out of the country until the year before last. Until I entered college, I had never even been to Eagle Mountain before. And I certainly don't have any reason for wanting to hurt a police officer. Holding a grudge and killing the officer who testified against you 5 years ago. Or kidnapping a poor girl. I just think the defendant is a terrible, horrible monster.
Out of the country, eh? Precisely. Furthermore, she has no possible motive for committing murder. Indeed. You're up to bat, kitten. Sharpen those claws and put on your best smile.
You bet. Somehow I have to tie her to this case.
So, what country were you living in then?
We were all living abroad, but after my parents were killed.
It was a brutal civil war. She had tried to make her way back home alone.
I lost everything. I didn't even have any personal identification.
What kind of sob story is this? What do I do? Should I press her for details? Witness, answer my question. I'll even repeat it for you. What country were you in?
Objection!
Your Honor, this line of questioning is childish. What country she was in and how many languages she may speak are irrelevant here. What we're here to evaluate is whether this witness has any connection to this case.
I've lived abroad ever since I was a little girl. And that's why I can never have known Mr. Falls or Detective Hawthorne.
Yes, I think we've established that point. Yes, indeed. Well then, shall we add what you've just stated to the official testimony?
Yes, please, Mr. Judge.
Hold it! You didn't know either person? Are you certain of that? Yes, I'm afraid I'm rather shy around people. Oh well, that can't be helped. Why is he just agreeing with everything that comes out of her mouth? The first time you saw either of them was when they were on the bridge, correct?
Yes, it really was a coincidence.
Hold it!
So what made you decide to go to Eagle Mountain anyway? I just love being outdoors, picnics, hiking, you know, that sort of thing.
You don't look like much of a hiker to me, but you do look like a digger of sorts. But Eagle Mountain is a 2-hour drive from here, and no trains run through there. And there are plenty of mountains that are closer and easier to get to.
Well, I went there once with the college hiking club. I fell in love with its stark, desolate beauty and its cold yet romantic gloominess.
Didn't know you were such a goth. By the way, what's the name of your college?
Objection!
The prosecution objects to any questions that involve the witness's private life. All that matters is that she is a material witness to a crime. The witness doesn't need to respond to questions that are clearly malicious in intent.
Thank you, she's really gone too far.
Miss Fay, you're treading on thin ice here.
I hardly said anything. Talk about sensitive.
Perhaps, but your behavior that day was very suspicious. Not only have you contradicted yourself here in court, but you know things you shouldn't. For example, the scratches on the trunk of the car.
Well, that's...
Objection!
Unfortunately, Miss Fay, your last statement proves nothing.
Oh, really? And why is that?
The witness came to the police station once to identify the suspect. It's entirely possible that, at that time, an officer showed her this photo. That seems like a rather serious mistake. Ha, that's the oldest trick in the prosecutor's book.
That's not fair. That wicked inmate, I'll never be able to forget that horrible day.
That wicked day?
Holding a grudge and killing the officer who testified against you 5 years ago.
A grudge?
Well, the policewoman's testimony was crucial, wasn't it? Crucial in getting the defendant sentenced to death.
Yes, and that's precisely why he harbored such deep anger against her. So much anger that he forgot his own guilt.
Objection!
My client has always maintained that he's innocent of those charges.
He seems rather forgetful. Your client, I mean. Not only did he forget about what he did, but he forgot the poor policewoman as well.
What do you mean by that?
Your client... He forgot what the detective looked like, right? It's too bad for her that he didn't forget about her testimony as well.
Well, she's right about that. Mr. Falls is kind of forgetful. You said he forgot what the detective looked like. What do you mean by that? What did you mean by that?
Well, he couldn't tell who she was without some kind of identification, right?
Quite right. That's why the victim was wearing a scarf as identification.
Why, if I had been wearing a white scarf that day, then he probably would have tried to kill me.
That's true. He's clearly a bitter man. This is bad. Mr. Falls' reputation just keeps getting worse and worse. Sometimes it's best not to poke too deep. What should I do with that last statement? Your Honor, what the witness said just now was tremendously important. I'd like it added to the official testimony. The prosecution has no objection. After all, the defendant is a killer and a mentally unbalanced one at that. That testimony only helps to further prove that point. No, that's not why I... Enough. Witness, if you would.
My pleasure, Mr. Judge.
Let's press this before we do anything else. You knew about that incident? But weren't you out of the country until the year before last? Well, I saw a report about the escaped convict on the news. They had an in-depth report about his whole history.
So you were still living abroad 5 years ago, is that right?
Yes. I can't let her get away with these lies.
Listen to me, she's neck deep in this whole thing.
Somehow, you're just going to have to get her to show the court her true self. Let's see what happens if I press it. What do you mean by lucky? Well, it's February now. Everyone is wearing scarves. If I had accidentally worn a white scarf like he said,
then you yourself might have been killed. That would have been a terrible loss for this world. Ha! It looks like you pressed too hard this time, kitten.
Mr. Armando.
Keep looking around you and you're going to lose sight of the finish line. Justice is blind, but she's not deaf. Sometimes you have to know when not to talk.
Objection!
Witness, I want you to look at this photo you took. It's hard to see in the photo, but look at the scarf the victim wore as identification.
Ah, you were talking about this scarf right here, eh?
Yes, that's it. The scarf the policewoman was wearing.
I've got her now, just don't mess up.
But that's strange. In your testimony, you stated the following. I guess I'm lucky I wasn't wearing a white scarf.
White?
This is the scarf you identified as belonging to the victim.
But it certainly doesn't look white to me.
Oh!
Well, it was foggy that day, and it was raining as well. It's not surprising that she mistook it for white. It's kind of blue.
Sorry, but not this time. The witness just confirmed that this was the victim's scarf.
Yes, but what's the significance? It's true that the scarf doesn't look white, but
there's only one explanation for this mix-up. The reason why the witness thought the scarf was white is... Witness, have you ever seen this note? Note? No, never.
It's top secret evidence. There's no reason that you would have.
I wonder about that. What do you mean? This note shows Mr. Falls' instructions to the victim regarding their meeting. It says, wear white scarf for identification.
White scarf? Ah!
Witness, you knew what this note said. And it's because you knew that you slipped up and mistakenly said white scarf. Well, Miss Foster?
No! Order! Mr. Edgeworth, I'm waiting for an explanation. I'm quite sure this note wasn't leaked to the public.
And yet, this witness knew exactly what the note said. At the time of the murder, the number of people that knew were quite limited. Terry Falls is one, the person who wrote the note, Valerie Hawthorne, is another. And finally, one more person.
Did you say one more person? That's right, a person that no one would have suspected. Have you figured it out, kitten?
Yep. The third person that knew the contents of the note was...
Take that!
And that person is Dahlia Hawthorne.
Dahlia Hawthorne? I've never heard that name before.
Look at the victim's note. This is what it says. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time. There is her name right there.
What's this? So who is this person, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? Miss Fay must be desperate if she's trying to bring the dead back to life. The dead? Are we dealing with ghosts? Dahlia Hawthorne was the victim's deceased younger sister. She was killed in a crime 5 years ago. Killed in a crime? You don't mean... Yes, she was kidnapped and killed by Terry Falls.
Objection!
You said she was killed, but was she really? Neon says she's a ghost. She was totally killed and she's back as a ghost. What are you implying? Of course, people thought she had died 5 years ago when she fell off of Dusky Bridge and was lost in the Eagle River. However, her corpse was never found.
Objection!
She was declared legally dead 5 years ago. As far as the law is concerned, Dahlia Hawthorne is officially dead.
Objection!
But the fact remains that her body was never recovered. Dahlia Hawthorne was 14 years old 5 years ago. If she were still alive, she would be 19 now. Melissa Foster, I believe that's the same age you are. Ah!
Objection!
Even you couldn't. Miss Fay, you're not saying. She's a ghost! But I am. That's precisely what I'm saying. This witness before us is the girl that was kidnapped and killed 5 years ago. This girl is, in fact, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. What? Ha! Nice work. That was like tossing a grenade into a 3-alarm fire. But unless you can tie all the loose ends together, you're nothing but a hit-and-run arsonist. I understand. If I can expose her true nature, I can turn this whole case on its head. Now's my chance to make Mr. Edgeworth squirm. Witness, just who are you anyway? I didn't think it'd come to this. That's enough. You don't have to say any more, witness. Yes, I understand. What? Mr. Edgeworth, explain yourself. Your Honor, I have an admission to make. I honestly never thought the defense would pursue the matter this far. You don't mean... Yes, the prosecutor's office isn't filled with fools, you know. Naturally, we conduct full background checks on all of our witnesses. What did he say? Ha, it looks like the kid knew. He knew her true identity from the get-go. No way, but then why... If you hadn't revealed her secret, he wasn't going to say anything about it. All he wanted was her testimony, so he made a little trade. Let me introduce you to the victim's younger sister, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. But I thought she died 5 years ago. We thought so as well, but, well, as you can see... Why? Why did she hide her identity for 5 years? That has nothing to do with the current case. She was merely an accidental witness to a crime. Accidental? I don't believe that for a minute. For the last 5 years, she's been playing the role of the victim, and now we find her acting suspiciously at the scene of another murder.
Objection!
Really, Miss Fay, I must say, your strategy here is painfully obvious. You're trying to pin your client's crime on an innocent witness in order to win. At any costs. How dare you? Please, let us take a moment to think. 5 years ago, this girl was kidnapped and nearly killed. But even worse than that, 5 years later, Dahlia Hawthorne lost something much more precious, her big sister. Miss Fay must be insane to even suggest that she murdered her. What? I'm inclined to agree with the prosecutor's logic. Miss Fay, do you have any evidence to back up your assertion? What possible reason would this witness have for killing her beloved sister? Well, you see... I thought I was winning, but somehow he's turned it around on me. Ha. I think you need a little push in the right direction, kitten. The defense is prepared to present evidence supporting our claim.
That wasn't me. It was this guy, this crazy coffee addict.
Objection!
I think we've heard enough empty threats from you, old man. Ha! What makes you think they're empty, boy? Damn! Because your protege looks like she's sweating bullets. I am sweating bullets. You think you're in a tough spot, huh? Of course, aren't I? No. You've just arrived at the moment of truth, that's all. Whether you win or lose, that's up to you. Neon says, fight, fight, fight! Oh, we're gonna. Up to me? The rashness of youth, how charming. You're like 21! You're a baby! You're not even 21, you're only 20! You're a baby! You have no grounds to call me out for being young. You're younger than I am. Exactly! This coming from someone younger than me. Now then, let's not waste any more time. Ms. Fay. What motive would this witness have for murdering her own sister, Valerie Hawthorne? Nia suggests throwing the coffee. I don't think that's going to go over well.
Take that!
The story starts after Terry Falls escaped. He called Valerie and told her he wanted to meet. This is the note she left. It says, talk to Dahlia, tell her this time the whole truth must come out. Valerie Hawthorne gave Dahlia a warning. She told her she was going to reveal to the world the whole truth. The whole truth? There was a dangerously important secret between Valerie and Dahlia, and that's the reason Dahlia felt she had to kill Valerie. To keep her mouth shut permanently.
Objection!
A terrific story, Ms. Fay, if you like fiction, that is. Enlighten the court, Ms. Fay. What was the secret that was so important? Where's your evidence? Dahlia and Valerie Hawthorne and Terry Falls. There's only one important secret that connects them all. Oh yes, I know this secret. Your Honor, the defense would like to request further testimony. What testimony? Regarding the kidnapping 5 years ago. We believe it will explain a lot of things. Such as the nature of the important secret between the Hawthorne sisters. Ugh. Very well, I'll grant your request for further testimony. I know it'll be painful for you, but can you enlighten us once more, my little maple leaf? Yes, I'll try, Mr. Judge. Putting on the old charm one more time, Dahlia? But this will be the last time you hide behind your womanly wiles. She's only 19. I mean, yes, that's over the age of majority, but, like... That's kind of an awkward statement to be making, considering. 5 years ago, I was kidnapped by Mr. Falls. The ransom price was a raw diamond. My sister, Valerie, brought it to the bridge. After she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Falls in the arm. And that's when Mr. Falls tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. I survived, but I was afraid I might be kidnapped again for my family's money. So I decided to change my identity and start a new life. The kidnapping left her emotionally scarred. With her sister's help, she left the Hawthorne family and started all over again. And weird to believe after all that, she murdered her sister? Preposterous. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Ms. Fay. Yes, Your Honor. As you've heard, the witness is still traumatized from the kidnapping. I'll ask you again to be extremely gentle in your cross-examination. Mr. Edgeworth got the jump on me again. Ha. If we're not allowed to fight, then let's twist some arms. Listen up. We've still got that info, that ace up our sleeve.
What info? Come on, kitten. Don't say you've forgotten already. The fact that the kidnapping 5 years ago was staged.
That's right, it was a fake kidnapping. Terry Falls told us that in the lobby. Anything Dahlia says. Yes, that's it. The fake kidnapping is your best shot, Mia. That's her secret. You say that Mr. Falls pushed you into the Eagle River. However, that's hard to believe. But it's true. I felt a push on my back. I'm certain of it. It was Mr. Falls. I'm sorry. I guess I wasn't clear enough. I shouldn't have said that's hard to believe. I should have said that's impossible. Impossible? I asked that the court recall the condition of Dusky Bridge now and 5 years ago. That bridge hasn't changed one bit in these last 5 years. If someone had pushed you from behind as you have claimed, instead of being carried away by the river, you would have been smashed by the bedrock below. A most certain death. Do you understand now, Dahlia Hawthorne? The very notion that my client pushed you from behind is impossible.
Objection!
Your Honor, this event occurred 5 years ago. Why, for all we know, the water level in the river may have been higher back then. But it's 40 feet from the bridge to the river. A small change in the water level wouldn't have made a difference. You're right, if the events occurred just as the witness has testified, then the defendant couldn't have pushed the witness into the river. Young lady, what is the meaning of this?
You see,
Just a moment, Your Honor! It's true that the witness testified that the defendant pushed her into the river. However, she never stated that she fell from the back end of the bridge. What do you mean? After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Falls panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. If that's true, she would have fallen into the river. Well, Miss Hawthorne, is Mr. Edgeworth's explanation correct?
now that you mention it, I do remember now when I fell off the bridge. My skirt got caught on one of the bridge's side wires.
You can't be serious. Order in the court. It seems Miss Faye's assault has finally reached its conclusion. I'm not done yet.
Objection!
Not now, Mia. This is no time to retreat. Unfortunately for you, this is just the start of Miss Faye's assault. What?
I believe your reasoning went something like this, Mr. Edgeworth. After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Falls panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. However, once again, I'm forced to say that's impossible.
Ridiculous! What's so impossible about it?
Because your flawed logic contradicts the court record.
Take that!
Your Honor, all of the answers are right here in this photo. Take a look at the wires supporting both sides of the bridge. They extend up to about 5 feet off the ground. It would be impossible to push someone off from there.
No!
Objection!
But let's remember the size and strength of the defendant. Wires like this wouldn't be a problem for him. He could have easily picked up a 14-year-old and yeeted her over.
Objection!
So young and already so forgetful, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Falls had been shot in the right arm. Ah! And more importantly, Valerie Hawthorne had her gun trained on him at point-blank range. Ugh. So, Mr. Falls throwing the witness off the bridge? That is clearly impossible. Gah! Order, order! What is the meaning of this? Dahlia Hawthorne, you jumped into the Eagle River intentionally. What? What is this?
Objection!
Indeed, what do you mean by such a ridiculous remark?
Yes, it's ridiculous. My sister was there to help me. She had her gun and handcuffs. She could have saved me. Jumping into a raging river like that would have been suicide.
Objection!
Perhaps, but still, that's exactly what you did. You were probably confident that you could handle the swift current, but even more so, the witness had a much more compelling reason for jumping into the river.
Objection!
Oh, then what was it? What was so important that she'd want to jump into the river? The witness is still alive. This fact alone explains everything. This is why she risked her life by jumping into the rapids of the Eagle River.
Take that!
5 years ago, something else disappeared along with Dahlia that day. The item that Valerie brought up the mountain with her, the $2 million diamond. Huh. Ah! No! It can't be! Yes, Dahlia had it all planned from the beginning. The $2 million. She was going to keep it all for herself. She forced Mr. Falls to help her fake the kidnapping. At the last minute, she betrayed him and threw herself into the river, with the ransom tucked away safely in her backpack. Why, that's simply ridiculous. Order, order, order! Your Honor, 5 years ago, the witness was only 14 years old. Do you really think a 14-year-old is capable of such a demonic plan? This woman is a demon. And there was one more person who helped make a demon out of her. Her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. You mean the victim was involved in the kidnapping plot as well?
Objection!
But she was a detective then. You're saying she participated in her sister's kidnapping? Nia says, yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, let's just roll with all of this. Precisely. I'm sure that it weighed heavily on her conscience for the past 5 years. This is the sole reason behind the victim's murder. What do you mean by that? On the day of the murder, after receiving the phone call from Mr. Falls, Valerie called her sister, Dahlia, and then she told her what she was planning to do. Planning to do? She was going to tell the whole truth, as she wrote in her note. That is what sealed Valerie Hawthorne's fate. That is when you hatched your demonic plan to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. A plan that would ensure neither of your accomplices to the kidnapping would talk. And that is why you killed your sister, Valerie Hawthorne. Who is that laughing at a time like this? Forgive me, it's just hilarious. Witness? Is that you? You amuse me, woman, Miss Mia Fey. You can certainly weave an exciting tale. Naturally, you have the evidence to back it up, don't you? Evidence? Evidence that I planned the kidnapping, of course. That at 14, I plotted it with Mr. Falls and my sister. Well, And one more thing. What happened to the $2 million diamond?
if you can't provide evidence to at least show that.
Well, Miss Fay?
I don't know. What a joke. You, Miss Fay. Are you stupid or something?
Yeah.
How can I prove a fake kidnapping that happened 5 years ago? I don't even have decisive proof of Valerie Hawthorne's murder.
Well, it seems that we've come to the end. To be honest, the witness's behavior does raise certain suspicions. However, I am forced to reject the assertions made by the defense.
Of course you are. Is this it? Is it really over? That girl has made a fool of me and there's nothing I can do about it.
Ha! Without evidence, the trial is over. Who decided that?
Mr. Armando?
Come on now, kitten. Haven't you figured out that you can make your own rules? For example, even if there's no evidence, there's still testimony.
Testimony?
On the day in question, Dahlia Hawthorne murdered her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. She hid her body in the trunk of Mr. Falls' stolen car and then went to meet with him. Disguised as her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. That's what you think, right?
Yes, that's right.
In that case, there's only one answer, right? There's only one person left who can testify about Valerie Hawthorne's murder. Since there's no proof, there's only one thing left to do.
Who is the one person who can testify to that demon woman's crimes?
Take that!
Your Honor, the defense wishes to call a new witness.
A new witness?
Yes, we would like to hear the testimony of Terry Falls.
The defendant?
There's only one person that can shed any further light on the situation. Only one person that knows what Dahlia's role in the kidnapping was. Only one person that can say whether the person in the photo is Valerie Hawthorne. Or whether it was in fact her younger sister Dahlia, disguised as her. There's only one person who can solve this riddle once and for all. And that person is Terry Falls.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what is your take on this? Why not? The prosecution has no objection. Very well. Bailiff, bring the defendant to the witness stand.
This is my last chance, Mr. Falls. My last chance to establish Dahlia's guilt. You're all I have left.
Defendant, you've heard everything that's been said up to this point, yes? I don't believe it, no way. Dahlia died 5 years ago. Valerie betrayed me.
Mr. Falls, I don't know what she said to you 5 years ago, but one thing is clear. Dahlia is very much alive, and you were used for $2 million.
That's not true. Mr. Falls, there's only one question I want the answer to. 2 days ago on Dusky Bridge, who did you meet? Was it Valerie Hawthorne or was it Dahlia Hawthorne? Dahlia, did you betray me? 5 years ago she promised, never ever betray each other.
Terry.
Dahlia! It's true. You are alive.
You don't trust me anymore? That makes me sad.
Tell the truth, the real truth. I believed in you.
I shouldn't need to say it. You should already know. But there is one thing that I will say. My life is in your hands right now, Terry.
Dahlia. Oh, this woman is a menace. I will allow Mr. Falls to testify once and once only. Well then, Mr. Falls, yours will be the final testimony in this trial. Witness? Ah! Eek! I'm sorry! I apologize! Water. Please, water. Huh? Can't talk. Need water. Ha. Oh well, I guess it'll have to be my coffee instead. At least it'll match the way he's probably feeling right now. Darker and bitterer than hell itself. That day, 4 p.m., I stopped the car. I was in front of Bridge. She wasn't there, so I waited on Bridge. I watched my car from Bridge. I never put nobody in that car. Finally, one woman came. She stood in front of me. We talked, then she left. That was Valerie, not my Dahlia.
Mr. Falls, you're covering for her. Do you think she would do the same for you?
That's enough, Miss Fay. His last statement was a fitting way to end the final testimony of the trial. Well then, Miss Fay, please proceed with your cross-examination.
Is this how you want it to end, Mr. Falls? Another guilty verdict to go along with your death sentence?
There's only one person who can stop it. You, kitten. I think.
According to the note, the meeting was supposed to take place at 4:30. You certainly arrived early, didn't you?
It was raining. Already dark, too.
You waited on the bridge for 30 minutes? Mr. Falls?
Eagle Mountain, that spot. Strong, strong memories.
Why did you just clam up? Could it be he's hiding something here? You were quite early, so you waited on the bridge, correct?
Yeah, I like waiting. I'm used to it.
I'm sure he is. Zebra Boy waited 5 years to ask a single question, to find out why a woman betrayed him. To him, 30 minutes must have been like a blink of the eye. You were watching the car?
That bridge. Other side is broken. Nobody can come from there. So I was watching car.
What else were you expecting him to do? I suppose that's the obvious thing to do, but something's bothering me. Getting that feeling. Contradiction?
I wonder what's on the other side of the broken bridge, anyway. No one lives there. And there's a small shrine up on the mountain, but that's it. Anyway, nobody came. No car, nothing.
Mr. Falls, think carefully now. Are you certain that it was Valerie Hawthorne?
I never lie. It's the truth. It was Valerie. I remembered her face.
Wait a minute. If you had remembered her face, then why did you make her wear a scarf as identification?
Sorry. I told a little lie. But the woman I met, she was different from the woman standing here now. She was different. It was Valerie.
What did you talk to her about anyway?
Mr. Falls. Valerie told the truth about the kidnapping 5 years ago. She said someone needed to take the blame for it. That was all I could think to do. She said that. That's why she lied, got me the death penalty.
And were you satisfied with that answer, witness?
Dahlia died. It was my fault. But I don't really remember. Maybe I did push her in. It don't matter no more. Either way, my Dahlia, my sweet teen angel, dead.
But you just saw that she isn't dead.
After Valerie talked to me on bridge, nothing left to live for.
How can you be so sure? It was raining at the time, and sunset that day was at 5 o'clock.
And also, Dahlia is 5 years older. So, people change a lot from, 14 to 19.
It would have already been pretty dark on that mountain at 4:30. Please, Mr. Falls, this is your last chance. You've already taken the fall once for something you didn't do.
That woman. It wasn't Dahlia. Stop right there. What more needs to be said?
Even if it means the death penalty, even if it means taking the blame for murder. You'll still do whatever is necessary to protect her, won't you, Mr. Falls? I know it's obvious, but he's clearly lying. He's been cursed by Dahlia Hawthorne. He'll probably go to his grave still believing in her. Mr. Falls, even if you can show he's lying, the poor guy will still be cursed. You'll still have to point out the contradiction anyway. That's the curse of being a defense lawyer, I guess. So, when you got to the bridge, no one had arrived, huh? So you waited on the bridge, you're sure of that? Yeah, I'm sure. You're sure, huh? Well, then I'm sure too, Mr. Falls. I'm sure that you're lying. Huh? Oh, I would love to hear your rationale on this, Miss Fay. You want to know who arrived at the bridge first? Just look at this photo. It's perfectly clear. Obviously, the person that came first would be the one at the end of the bridge, right? But that's the victim at the end of the bridge. Precisely my point. In other words, Mr. Falls, you must have arrived at the bridge after she did. Mr. Falls, please don't get so worked up. We just want the truth. I got there around 4 o'clock, it's true. I had somewhere to go, a special place. Did you go to this special place before you went to the bridge? Yeah, it's an old temple about 15 minutes from the bridge. 5 years ago, me and Dahlia, we promised each other. We swore we wouldn't betray each other. She brought a memento to represent our love. A memento? 5 years ago, I hid it under base of tree there. Neon wonders if Terry's okay, and I'm a little worried about him too. And also, boy, that pendant looks familiar. I can't imagine where I've seen it before, though. It's a special memory for me. This is it. This is what I went to get. This little bottle and a necklace is your memento. It's quite charming, but it looks empty. Your Honor, you heard what my client said. He arrived at the scene at 4 o'clock. But he then left his car unattended and walked away. He was gone for approximately 30 minutes. Ugh. With that much time, Dahlia Hawthorne could have easily hidden the body in the trunk of his car. No! Indeed, there certainly was enough time for it. I've still got a chance. Mr. Falls, there's no mistaking it. Huh? Mr. Falls? That's enough. Please. Witness? I promised her 5 years ago. If it ever happens that we can't trust each other no more, then we're supposed to drink bottle. Ugh. No! Stop the trial! Your Honor, we need a recess! I was stupid. Couldn't keep promise. So I did it. I drank this. No, we're so close. Just a little more. I was going to prove your innocence. No, don't want that. Don't trust self. Maybe kill again. Kill sweet Dahlia again. Mr. Falls! Mr. Armando. Thanks for the coffee. Mr. Falls! am. And so my first trial ended. Suddenly and tragically. Man, no wonder she didn't go to court again for like a year. It ended with no winners, only losers. I ended up with a wound that cut so deep into my soul I thought it'd never heal. I'm sure it was the same for the young prosecutor as well. But one person, the true criminal, Dahlia Hawthorne. She left the courtroom with a secret smile on her demonically sweet face. Unforgivable. That witch. Mr. Armando. We were so close to the truth. It was right there in front of us. We're just a little too soft, kitten. It's my fault. It's all my fault that Mr. Falls killed himself. Don't cry, kitten. You're going to make my coffee all salty. I knew it. I knew I wasn't cut out for this. Mia. Don't you get it? You can't cry yet. Damn! The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over. Mr. Armando. No matter how tough the case, no matter how bitter the memories, they always fade over time, and you file them away and eventually forget them. 1 year later in this very same courthouse, I myself got wrapped up in that case. Only after that did Dahlia Hawthorne get put on trial for her crimes. The verdict that was ultimately handed down to her was... guilty, of course. Naturally, when the verdict was read, she had a perfect, angelic smile on her face. It was finally all over. At least, that's what I thought at the time. Unfortunately, I couldn't have been more wrong. It's been 5 years, but now something has happened that's made me remember all this. Whew. Things are getting exciting.
Yeah, what is it? You know, I've got spiritual powers, unlike you. Sure, you are a spirit medium after all. Oh yeah, and neon comments. Speaking of threads, now it's time to tie it all together. I'm excited for this. But just like you, if I don't keep my powers sharp, they get dull, right? I guess so, yeah. Glad you agree. Okay, Pearly, you're up. Pearls? So, that's why we need to go on a special spiritual hotspot tour, Mr. Nick. Huh? I'm lost. What's this magazine you're shoving in my face? It's the New Year's issue of Cult, Winter Spiritual Locations Special. Oh, Pearls looks so happy. Maximize your spiritual powers with just one night of intensive training. Oh, it sounds too good to be true. It probably is, honestly. I'll say. It sounds more like a scam to me. It's at a spiritual retreat called Hazakura Temple. It's way up in the mountains, and I bet it's nice and cold. Just perfect for training. No, I definitely don't want to go. You know, I think I've heard of this temple before. It's a famous channeling dojo. It's hard for even real spirit mediums like us to make reservations up there. Reservations for a temple? Are you serious? Don't worry, I've already made special reservations just for us. Yeah, and I signed up for the special course. That's nice, and the timing couldn't be better. Since we don't have a case right now anyway. Oh, that's gonna change shortly, I just know it. Alrighty then, it's settled. Well, come on, don't just stand there. Start packing your stuff. Yes, Mr. Nick, you'd better start packing your stuff. Huh? Me? Why do I have to go? Well, we have to be accompanied by someone over 20 years old. Hey, I don't have anything to do with spirit power. The only thing I can channel is a TV. So, is there a heated pool at this Hazakura temple? No, but you can stand under a freezing waterfall. Sorry, but I think I'll pass. I hate cold places. What? No way! How can you be so selfish? Come on, Mr. Nick, look at this place. Doesn't it look beautiful? Nope, not going. I'm gonna be nice and toasty at home. What the? What is it, Mr. Nick? Let me see that magazine. This nun. Is she a friend of yours or something, Nick? This girl. It's... My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I just want to say it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence. Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? You disgust me. But it can't be. She was found guilty and should still be in prison. Mr. Nick? I'll go. Huh? Hazakura Temple. I said I'll go. Yay! Isn't that great, Pearly? Yes! Oh, thank you, Mr. Nick. You do anything for Mystic Maya, right? Even walk over burning coals, right? Dahlia Hawthorne. I knew there was no way she could possibly be at that temple, but I just had to see for myself who this nun really was. It's so cold here, Nick. Maybe you should put on something warmer for a change. Well, it's supposed to be cold. It's trading. Achoo! Teeth are chattering so loudly it's all you can do to make out what she's saying. Wow, Mystic Maya, so this is the famous Hazakura Temple. Pearly, achoo! Well. Oh, nice to see you here. Welcome to our temple. Oh, thank you. Achoo! Oh, my, thank you for coming all this way. Come now, you must have been cold. What's with the past tense for freezing into human possible says you... Ho, 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 well, we are high up in the mountains after all. In any case, we shouldn't speak here. Please follow me inside. Thank you, I was starting to think of past... Oh, yes, I almost forgot to introduce myself. I'm the head nun here at the temple. My name is Bikini. Bikini? That's right! Actually, that's my temple name. What do you think? It's a tradition to have one, and I wanted something that has a nice image to it. So I thought, why not choose a bikini? Besides, it makes me seem younger. Ha 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 ha! Ho ho ho! It certainly does. Oh, I signed up for your special course. Well, my, quite brave of you considering how cold it is. Young people can be so reckless with their health. Don't blame me if you become one with those you channel. Ha ha ha! Ho ho ho! Reckless? Ha ha ha! Maybe you should take it easy tonight, Mystic Maya. We can come back another day. But you went through all that trouble to get reservations for... Yes, that's right. You've come all this way, so please enjoy yourselves. There's still time before supper, so why don't you have a look around? So what's a channeling dojo anyway? Oh, my, you don't even know that? Forgive him, sister, for he knows not what he's saying. Well, just call me Bikini and forget that sister part. A channeling dojo is basically a spiritual power trading ground. We have special holy items prepared here to help people boost their spiritual power. Holy items? If you train an entire evening surrounded by these items, it's quite mysterious. The spiritual power of these items seems to envelop you. Wahaha! Wow, she must have just gotten off the trolley from the line of make-believe. You must be incredibly devoted to be interested in that at such a young age. It's a training session where you sit on a block of spirit ice and chant a spell. 30,000 times, all while being showered in freezing cold spirit water. It's February now, right? You have to be careful this time of the year. If you don't watch it, you'll catch pneumonia or maybe even die of hypothermia. So be careful, you hear? Ha ha ha! Ho 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 ha! How am I supposed to be careful? Oh no, I knew I shouldn't have signed Mystic Maya up for this. Sister, about this picture. Well, look at that! I must say I look rather divine here, don't you think? Oh, yeah, unforgettable in every way. You mean it? Oh, I knew it! Ha 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 ha! Ho 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 ho! The makeup was pretty tough, but Iris helped me out. Iris? The cute little girl in the photo! She looks just like me, doesn't she? We're just a small temple here, so she and I run the entire place. Really? That kind of sounds like the... Sorry to cut in, but... This Iris, where is she right now? Oh, just listen to you. You haven't come all the way up here just to find a girlfriend, have you? No. Definitely not. If she is who I think she is, then... Yeah, no, I'm not doing that again. No. That's not what I had in mind at all. Anyway, Iris is in the inner temple preparing for this evening. Inner temple? Yes, that's right. Iris will be back this evening. Why don't you go have a look at the main hall for now? Ha ha! Ha 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 ha! So she's in the inner temple, huh? Wow, look at this broken down old bridge, Nick. Yeah, and look at that big canyon below us. Hey, there's a river down there. It looks like it's flowing real fast. What's wrong, Nick? You look like you've seen a ghost. I'm just not very good with heights. Oh, same. Oh, hey, I've got it. Maybe you should face your fear and try hurling yourself off the edge. No. You know, 1, 2, 3, jump. No. It might be just what you need to get over your fear of heights. Yeah, death is a real good way to overcome phobias, all right? Neon says, do it. No. I am not jumping off this bridge. Anyway, it sure looks like a rickety bridge. Can't argue there. That's probably why it's called Dusty Bridge. Read it again, Maya. It says Dusky Bridge. Well, it's practically the same thing. Dusky Bridge, huh? Some letters are engraved into a roughly cut boulder. D-U-S-T-Y Bridge, huh? It says Dusky Bridge, okay? Come on, Nick, take a look at that bridge and tell me it's not supposed to be dusty. This sign is obviously wrong, and I'm gonna fix it. Now give me a pencil, Nick. Do I look like a pencil holder to you? I can't believe there's a public phone here. Who would ever use it? The people who live here, I guess. I doubt they have any real phones here. Yeah, but it took like 20 minutes to walk here from the main hall. It would have been smarter of them to build the main hall here, don't you think? Maybe you should work on channeling someone who makes logical sense, Maya. Come on, Nick, why don't we hop across the bridge? It'll be fun. I'm not so sure. It looks like a bunny hopping across the bridge would destroy it. Okay, Nick, then let's try to find a cute, fluffy little bunny and test your theory. Don't toss a poor bunny onto that bridge! If it does break, that poor thing's gonna fall to its doom. That right there sums up the fundamental difference between sane and insane. There's a narrow path going off in a different direction than that of the main hall. The sign here is so old, the text seems to have vanished. The path leads to a wooden staircase that goes down to the bottom of the canyon. Okay, alright, wooden staircase on it then. Do you really think that is necessary? You'd have to be blind not to see the stairs. Well, it can't hurt. Just pass me a pencil, okay? Graffiti is a crime, Maya. She's always down for committing crimes. Anything else? Ooh. Looks like it's about 20 yards to that cliff over there. I guess that's where I'll be training tonight. You want to train with me, Nick? And do the special course? I think not. But it'd be so great if you had spiritual powers too. Really? I see dead people sounds more like a cause for alarm to me. Well, then you can channel Mia without having to rely on Maya. Actually, let's examine this area. That looks like the main hall where we'll be staying tonight. From here, it looks like one of those ice hotels you always hear about. You gotta have a heater or something in there, don't you think? I don't want to die. I'm not worried. I brought my hot water bottle. Neon points out, you see enough dead people with your day job. Yeah, seriously. I don't need to see ghosts on top of dead bodies. Actually, that would probably also end up being literal. Literally seeing ghosts on top of dead bodies. Did you bring one from me? What are you talking about, Nick? Who carries around 2 hot water bottles? Brr. If the cold doesn't kill me, the ice queen over here will finish the job. What do you think, Nick? Pretty awesome gate, huh? It sure is. It looks pretty well maintained, too. This thing kind of puts your hometown to shame, Maya. Yeah, well, a lot of things have happened in Karayan Village. We used to be a lot richer back when people hired us to perform channelings. Oh, I see. But now the place looks a bit run down. I guess I was just born in the wrong time. Oh, look! It's one of those snow motorcycle things. Most people call that a snowmobile, you know. Snow motorcycle things. Snow blow meal, same thing. Too bad we didn't invite Desiree. I bet she could race like the wind on this slowmobile. Or maybe she'd give me a ride on this blow snowmobile. Arrgh, I told you it's snowmobile! I don't know if she was doing that on purpose, but I wouldn't put it past her. Oh, look, it's a cute little bell tower. I absolutely love the sound of a giant bell. Oh? So, which do you like better? That or the sound of money? Sorry, but I'll take money for the win, Nick. What are you apologizing for? This is the main hall. I think it's even colder in here. Achoo! Ah, Mr. Nick, do you smell that? It smells like meat and gravy. Yeah, you're right. I guess it's pot roast for tonight. Yum. Weird. I thought they would serve something a little more, well, traditional. What are you talking about, Nick? You think monks and nuns just sit around eating rice gruel all the time? Mr. Maya's right. Ooh, I hope there's mashed potatoes, too. I love mashed potatoes. Ha ha ha. What a cute little acolyte. Greetings to all of you. Oh, hello. Wow, this lady makes Maya look like a 6.8 out of 10 on the weirdness scale. That's a rather specific rating there, actually. Your outfit. Did you come here for the special course, too? Unfortunately, no. Actually, I'm... Ah! You're Miss Elise Donim. Yes, that's right. You know of me? My name is Pearl Faye. I'm your biggest fan. Who is she, Nick? Neon says, be nice. She's a nice lady. She does seem like a nice lady, actually. I see it now. Zavari, a fortune teller? I've got all your books, Miss Donin. What a sweet thing to say. And please, call me Elise. Books? Mr. Nick, don't you know anything? Don't you even know who this is? Well, an author, maybe? Yes, and an illustrator of picture books. Picture books, huh? Oh, now I get it. Let's examine the area quick, though. It's an altar. Looks a bit old, but someone does a good job taking care of it. Speaking of altars, I remember seeing one like this in Cryan Village last year. Neon says, Donim? What an odd name. Yeah, kind of a very strange name, isn't it? I guess they really do have something to do with spiritual power after all. I bet the writing on these sliding doors are instructions for spirit channeling. Kind of like how we scribbled math formulas on the bathroom walls to remember them. Except we can go to the bathroom during tests, and I can't read these walls. It's a stack of straw zabuton cushions. Maya told me this type of zabuton is called enza. I suppose if I'd never come here, I'd have missed out on all these new things. There are straw zabuton cushions arranged around a hibachi brazier. I haven't seen a layout like this since I saw this really old Japanese movie on TV. If it wasn't for this hibachi, they'd probably freeze to death. It's good for cooking up food and keeping the place warm. I'm sorry I didn't know who you are. I don't get a lot of chances to really enjoy picture books. It's alright, I take no offense to that. My books are nothing but simple stories for children. And really beautiful pictures too, Miss Elise. Your books always make me feel as if my heart has been purified. It makes me feel very happy to hear you say that. I do have to admit, she certainly seems like a kind, sensitive lady. Miss Elise won an award last year for her book, The Magic Bottle. Yes, a friend of mine secretly submitted a story I'd written to a publisher. They liked it so much that they asked if it was alright to make it into a book. Wow, it must have been a really great story. Maybe I should try to write a children's book too. If I do, you can secretly send it to a publisher for me, Nick. Recently, I've accepted a sort of apprentice, you might say. An apprentice? He calls himself Loris Donim. I believe he's off doing some landscape sketches now. On Loris's behalf as well, I'd like to thank you for your support. Of course, Miss Elise, anything for you. Why did you come to Hazakura Temple, Miss Elise? Are you here to do some spiritual training? No, that's not it. I'm actually here to gather materials for a new book I'm working on. Wow, I can't wait to read it. Rose is completely taken with her. I wanted to do a book with a more Japanese feel to it this time. So is that why you're dressed like you are? The children have a certain image of me in their minds. I don't want to disappoint them. What can I say? She's really a sweet lady.
Wow, Miss Elise, you're dressed up like a mountain nun.
Yes, the good people here were kind enough to let me borrow this. I'm wearing training clothes underneath my robe as well.
I want a staff like that.
I want a staff like that! You like the crystal sphere? It's real amethyst, you know. I want a staff like that!
Maybe we'll find one like that up here on this mountain. Good luck, Nick. I know you'll find me one.
Well, you'll have to excuse me now. I have to go help with the dinner preparations.
Wow, you mean you're cooking dinner tonight?
That's right. Would you like to help too, Pearl?
Yes, I want to help with whatever I can.
Pearl's looks like she just won the lottery.
Oh, I'll help too then.
No, it's fine. Please don't worry about it. Feel free to relax and explore the area with your friend.
Huh? But...
Oh, yes. Please take this. I think it will be of help to you. It's a map of the area. We wouldn't want you to get lost now, would we? The inner temple. There it is, on the other side of the bridge. Well, if you insist, I guess we'll take this chance to go check out the other temple.
Okay, I'll see you two later then. Remember, you're not allowed to fight. Come on, Nick, let's go. At least we'll stay warm if we keep moving.
Well then, let's head out. Ooh. Huh? Where did Sister Bikini go? I guess she went to the inner temple to go help that other nun out.
Oh, right. I think her name is Iris?
Yeah, that was it. I want to find out who Iris really is, but I'm scared of what I'll find. I can't say I blame you, Nick.
Whoa, that bridge was shaking like jello in an earthquake. Ugh. And at least half of the wood on that rickety bridge was rotting, I bet. Not to mention the last part only had like one board left on it. What's wrong with you? Your face is all green.
Can you not pick on me for a second? I'm still trying to get over the shock that we made it safely across that death trap.
Yeah, I guess I'm a bit surprised too. Yikes, that temple is in bad shape. It looks like it could collapse at any time.
I guess people don't use it too often. Is this really where you're going to train tonight?
That has to be it.
It's kind of creepy around here, like a ghost might jump out at you or something. You channel ghosts for a living! A spirit medium afraid of ghosts? Isn't it ironic, don't you think?
So that's the inner temple up ahead, huh?
It looks kind of run down.
Well, it wouldn't be very temple-like if it was all bright and shiny.
So you're training here tonight, huh?
Yep, then everyone will see my spiritual powers.
Sounds like your stomach wants to show off its digestive powers instead. I wonder if that roast is ready yet. I'm sure it'll be ready by the time we get back.
Looks like there's something written on it. I can't read it, but if I had to take a good guess, I'd say it says Inner Temple. What's the point of a sign if you can't read it? It must be tough for the mailman when he's delivering here.
I guess the sign is a good indication of how long this place has been here.
Hey, a half-opened gate. That's practically a welcome mat.
Yeah, except the sign on here says no entry.
Nick, rules are made to be broken, you know?
You expect a lawyer to go along with that?
Oh, come on. You're such an old lady sometimes. Let's just go.
Don't blame it on me when Sister Bikini puts a curse on you.
Now you've got me scared. Let's just forget about it, okay?
It
looks like this bridge is suspended by 4 of these wires.
They are really thin. Shouldn't they just be a little thicker?
Oh, stop it. You're such a worrywart, Nick. If the bridge were really going to collapse, I'm pretty sure the boards would break before these wires ever did.
What's wrong? You're turning into an overripe avocado again.
Oh, wow. Look at these neat Buddha statues. Maybe I'll take one home with me. Maya? But there's so many. They wouldn't notice if I took just one.
Are you kidding? Of course they'll notice. What are you gonna do with one of those anyway? Put it in the office, of course. We can trade that wooden statue in the office reception area for one of these. You know, come to think of it, where did that wooden statue come from anyway? I don't care how much you pay me, I don't want to cross that bridge again. No worries, Nick. No one's offering you any money. That's because no reasonable person would call that pile of popsicle sticks a bridge. The latter half of it was nothing more than a few planks of wood and some string. Hey, if we want to get back, we've got no choice but to cross it again, you know. Maybe I'll just stay. I've always dreamed of living in a little shack in the woods. Wow, you really are scared, aren't you? Hey, there's a giant robot buried in the snow. Well, there's something buried in the snow, but I think it's an incinerator. Oh, but you've got to admit, it looks like a lot like a robot. Sure. Anyway, I don't think it gets used much. It's looking pretty rusty. And Neon is sympathizing with poor Nick. Yeah, from the way he keeps describing this bridge, I don't think I blame him. Hey, Nick, do you think this giant robo-incinerator can walk? I told you it's not a robot, and it's not especially big either. Bah, you have no imagination. I thought it'd be real neat if you had to beat it to advance. A fight between a lawyer and an overgrown furnace? Who'd ever pay to see that? I don't know. I think there's probably a market for a video game like that. Man, look at this place. It's just a teeny, freezing cold room. So this is where you'll both be training, huh? Huh? What do you mean, both? I'm the only one. Really? But I thought... Pearlie's just a little kid. She couldn't handle this kind of intense training. So says the girl who I can barely hear over her teeth chattering. Anyway, the real training room must be behind that door over there. Yep, definitely getting the feeling it's back there. Even I can sense that there's something supernatural about the cavern behind that door. Excuse me, but who are you? Ah. You're... Hi there! We're just looking around since we're going to be staying here tonight. Is something wrong? No, it's nothing. I wonder why she's spaced out like that, don't you, Nick? Did you say something, Maya? Not you too, Nick. My name is Iris. I'm one of the nuns here at this temple. I'm Maya Fey. It's a pleasure to meet you. The pleasure is mine. Oh, please excuse me. I have some, chores to attend to. She sure is beautiful. And a bit spacey, I guess. I mean, I'm not gonna debate the, beautiful bit. She is cute. Neon says, hello, person we've never met before. Yeah, we've totally never met her before, and her theme totally isn't familiar. I guess she's just not used to talking with urban sophisticates like us. Nick? That girl. It can't be, but... Look at this antique dresser. I wonder if there's anything valuable inside. Let's have a look. Nothing. Just a bunch of clothes. Hey, Nick. Huh? Oh, sorry. I was just thinking. Oh, about Iris, I bet. Looks like you've been bitten by the love bug, Nick. I mean, you could say he was once upon a time. There are a bunch of musty-looking blankets and bedding sets piled up here. I wonder why they're even here in the first place.
It's because all spiritual training is done under the supervision of a nun. I wonder if Sister Bikini is planning to sleep in here while I train. But if they sleep, what's the point of having them here in the first place? Neon says, Nick and Iris sitting in a tree. Ah! Ack! What is it? Why did you scream like that? The scroll. It's my mother. What? It's Missy Faye, the master of the Korean School of Channeling. Are you sure? And Neon comments, Nick and Iris sitting in a tree. Yes. That crest at the top of the scroll. That's the special mark of the master of our tradition. So that's what the mark means. And what is it? Nothing. It's just that I last saw her over 15 years ago. And she's 19! So the last time she saw her was when she was like a toddler. Oh dear. Poor kid. If it wasn't for that crest, I wouldn't have even known it was her. My own mother. And I can't even recognize her face. Well, again, you were like a toddler when she left. Maya. Oh. It's a hanging wall scroll showing Maya's mother, Misty Faye. It's not that old. The crest at the top is the official mark of the master. I wonder if this temple has some sort of connection to the Faye family. I think it does, actually. Supposedly, it was founded by a branch family member of the Korean school. I'll have to ask Bikini in more detail when I get the chance. About Maya and the Faye family in general. The actual training area must be on the other side of this door. I wonder what it's like. Phooey, it's locked. Come on, Nick. You know you want to open it for me. I can't. You've been in kind of a bad mood lately, haven't you, Nick? Zavari! I know what it is. IRIS. Well, she's not wrong. Iris and Nick sitting in a tree. KISSING. Hey, wait a minute. Neon just said that. And also, yeah, I don't think it's gonna go quite the way you're hoping, Maya. Neon says, Maya gets me. Yes, she does. Phew, we managed to make it across Dusty Bridge. Nick, you look green. Are you feeling alright? Hey, what's wrong with you? Ever since we met Sister Iris at the training hall, you've been really quiet. Huh? Oh, sorry. Hey you, wait up! You think he's yelling at us? He must be, there's no one else around. Would you mind moving? You're standing right in my way. Ah! Hey, I know you. You're... Whoa, sorry, gotta run. See ya. Hey, wait a minute. Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Laurice Doneem. Liar, you're Larry. Your clothes may change, but you're still the butts. Neon says, you never know. Nick and Iris could get on swimmingly.
Well, they might not. Shut up! I'm Laurice! I'm just here to do a sketch of Dusky Bridge. So it really is our Larry. Not that I get why he's pretending to be someone else. So what are you doing with the last name Doneem? Well, I wanted to start over again with a clean slate. Neon says there's even a conveniently placed river for them to get along swimmingly. A clean slate? You remember, don't you, last time? The mask-to-mask case. After that, I started to realize I didn't like this guy known as Larry Butts. And that's when I came across it, the Book of Destiny. The Book of Destiny? Do you mean the Magic Bottle by Miss Elise Doneem? It's so beautiful, so moving, so gentle. My heart felt cleansed. I was saved. Maybe I should buy a copy of the Magic Bottle. Wow, Larry would make a great book salesman. I really want to get that book now. I really want to get that book now, too. She's the most wonderful person I've ever met. I'd follow her anywhere. Well, she certainly is a very elegant lady. You see? Here's a photo I took of her in secret. Wow, that's a beautiful photo. You want a copy, don't you? It's okay, I just happen to have made extra prints. Larry, that's creepy. I mean, that's very pretty, but I mean, it's a very pretty picture, but that's creepy. Still, it's kind of hard to imagine you as a picture book illustrator. So, tell the truth, you must have some kind of ulterior motive, right? What are you talking about? I don't trust anyone anymore, especially not women. Talk about a bad case of denial. Anyway, can you even draw well enough to make a picture book? Art isn't only about technical skill, you know, it's also about having a pure heart. And that's why I'm asking, can you draw well enough to make a whole book? Huh? Now that you mention it, I wonder. It looks like you still have some doubt in your heart. It's true, I do, but when I first saw her, I felt it. Something inside me ended and something else began. Oh, Larry, it sounds like you've fallen in love with Miss Elise Doneem. No, you're wrong. It's not her. It's the other girl. Other girl? Uh-oh. I got a bad feeling about this. Woo, yeah, her, my little Iris. She's really pretty. This girl, she's perfect. She's exactly my type. I wonder if she would model for me. I want to draw a portrait of her. Yeah, you always liked those model types, didn't you, Larry? Hey, wait a sec. Didn't you say you were swearing off women? Huh? Yeah, that's right. Of course I have. I have, basically, but Iris is different. Oh, she really isn't. I feel like I still have one chance left at the dream. Don't, Larry. Don't do it. This guy will never change. Everyone! Hey, Pearly! Dinner preparations are complete. Please come quickly to the main hall. All right, I can't wait to dig in, Pearly. Neon says, pursue your dreams, Larry. I'm gonna go to the inner temple and call Sister Iris. I also want to have a look at where Mystic Maya is going to be training. Be careful on the bridge, Pearly. Please, dear God, be careful on that bridge. Boy, am I stuffed. Are you sure it's alright to eat that much before your training? Well, this kind of training is a battle of endurance. Mystic Maya, please don't do anything that might put your health at risk. Ha ha ha. No pain, no gain, I guess. I'm still worried about you. Well, let's not dilly-dally shilly-shally. You must get ready for tonight. Good luck.
Maya. Alright, here I go. I'll see you all tomorrow, I guess. Iris, please ring the bell at 10 for lights out, alright? Yes, Sister Bikini. And then, after you ring the bell, I want you to come join us at the training hall. I understand, Sister Bikini. Maya and Bikini really seem excited about this training thing tonight. Well, Pearl, what are you going to do tonight? Well, if you'd like, you can come to my room. Perhaps we can read some books together.
Really? I'd love to. I'm not very good at reading.
Well then, would you like to practice reading with me?
I'd love to.
Pearls is absolutely smitten with Miss Doneem. So, Larry, what are you going to do? Huh? Me? Well, I'm just gonna hang out in my room. I can't stand the cold at all. I totally hear you there.
Miss Elise, so for example, how do you read this?
It says gravelly. That's kind of a tough word.
Oh, okay. And what about this word?
Actually, wait, no, that was gravely, wasn't it? That's another tough one. It says roast. What kind of a book is she reading anyway?
Well, I'm gonna go wash the dishes and help clean up. I'll go visit you when I'm done, Miss Elise.
Watch it turn out that Pearl thinks that she's bad at reading because she keeps reading books that are way above her grade level. Pearl, there's your problem. You keep reading books that are, like, for teenagers when you're only 9. Well, not much to do except head to my room and huddle under the covers, I guess. It's a whole different type of cold up here in the mountains. Arg, why couldn't the nearest bathroom be just a little closer to my room? Mr. Wright? Yeah! Oh! Miss Doneem, are you going to use the bathroom too? No, but have you seen Pearl? No, not since after dinner. I thought she said she was going to go to your room. I know, but she never showed up. I'm going to go look for her. Excuse me. Okay, I'm worried. Where's little Pearlie? Miss Elise Doneem, a woman as mysterious in origin as her last name. But the real mysterious one is... Oh! Sister Iris. Good evening. The really mysterious one is this girl. Are you on your way to the bathroom too, Mr. Wright? I can't let this chance pass me by. I should try to talk with her and maybe get some answers. Boy, she looks familiar, doesn't she? You're Sister Iris, right? Yes. So, when did you come to Hazakura Temple? I don't remember. Ever since I was a small child, the temple has been my home. So, you've never left? Well, I don't have any family left to take care of me. Sister Bikini, I've come to think of her as my real mother, as it were. I see. But didn't you go to college? And maybe you enroll in the Ivy University Literature Department? No, I never had an interest in going to a big university like that. My training is all the education I need. I see. But once in a while, when I get the chance, I make a trip to the nearby town. I can use a computer and a cell phone, too. And that's not exactly something worth bragging about. But I don't see any Cyclops. So I guess that means she's not lying. But please don't stare at me like that. What kind of a place is this, anyway? I heard it's for training to increase your spiritual power or something like that. It must seem awfully crazy to normal people like you. Well, I have to admit it is a whole different world up here. I'm glad to hear you say that. Huh? Talking with dead people? Who does it help anyway? I hate it. Really? So then why stay in a place like this? Ah, is something wrong? I didn't realize it was so late. I have to go and ring the bell for lights out. I guess it's almost 10 now, huh? Mr. Wright? Yes? If it's all right with you, I would like you to have this. But this is your hood. It has the power to protect you from evil spirits. Come to think of it, Sister Bikini was wearing one of these too. I pray for your safety on this dark, cold night. Okay, now I'm really worried. I am really, really concerned all of a sudden. I'm sorry, but I must bid you good night. Wait a minute, Sister Iris. Yes? Just now, you called me by my name. You said Mr. Wright. How did you know my name? I never introduced myself to you. That's... Sister Iris, please, tell me the truth. You and I, have we ever met before? Neon points out, but she's trying to keep you safe. That's why I'm worried. Why is she trying to keep me safe? Like, this is her hood. I mean, it's a nice gesture, but why does she think I need to be protected? Aha, and here's the psych lock. Oh boy. Iris. Oh, it's almost 10. Perhaps we can speak again tomorrow. So my hunch was correct. She does know me. Neon says in response to the let's meet up again tomorrow. If you last that long. I'll have to try to talk with her again tomorrow. Ah! What the? That blood-curdling scream came from the courtyard. That scream, I'm sure it came from around here. Ah! Someone's there, on the ground. Miss Donim! I just stepped on something soft. Hey, don't step on my tummy like that! What are you doing lying there in the snow? I was passed out, what do you think? So that blood-curdling scream is you? Forget about that, hurry up and call the police! Is there even a phone in the main hall? No, but we still get reception up here in the mountains. You must have a cell phone on you, right? I didn't bring it with me. Oh, you're useless. I mean, even Iris has a cell phone. You've got no choice. You'll have to use the public phone by Dusky Bridge. Hurry, hurry, hurry! Run as fast as you can! Yes, ma'am. If you don't hurry, Iris will... Oh, this is very alarming. It's farther than I thought. The bridge is just up ahead. I have to go tell Maya what happened, too. Ah! Dusky Bridge, it's burning down! What the heck happened? What are you doing here? Ah! Huh? What is it? Is it me? Oh, don't scare me like that, Larry. I almost had a heart attack. My name isn't Larry, it's Laurice. Larry, hurry up and call the police. I'm going to the Inner Temple. Don't be stupid. The bridge is nothing but a burning wreck right now. Listen to me. There's been a murder here at Hazakura Temple. What? The murderer might have fled across the bridge. I have to make sure Maya is safe. But please, call the police. I've got to go. Get out of my way, Larry. It's too dangerous. Nick, wait! I must have been crazy. I knew how dangerous it was, but I still went for it. Nick! Oh, shit! Weakened even more by the fire, the rickety old bridge's plank snapped and gave way. And as I was swallowed by the eternal darkness that surrounded me, a
final terrified scream rose up to pierce the frozen air of that harrowing night. Holy! Well, good thing I had that hood. I guess I did need it after all. Neon says R.I.P. R.I.P. Nick. Who could that be at this time of night? Yes, Edgeworth speaking. Edgy, get up! It's an emergency! Huh? Larry? Do you know what time it is? It's not Larry, it's Laurice! Laurice Doneem! This is nothing more than a terrible nightmare. I'll just roll over and... Wait, don't hang up! It's an emergency! It's Nick! He took a really nasty spill! Well, it wouldn't be the first time, so... I'm not joking! His life is in danger! What? What happened? Tell me! Talk about a guy with bad luck. He may already be dead! Anyway, you've got to come back. You're the only one that can help. My Iris, my beautiful Iris, she needs help. Alright, I don't know what's going on, but I'll be there as soon as I can. I'm at the detention center. Please, hurry! It's been 1 year since I left that country. I thought I wouldn't have to see him again for a while. Sounds like it won't be a pretty reunion, as if I expected anything to change. Neon says, Edgy to the rescue! Yay! Does this mean I get to play as Edgeworth? Because this is going to be fun. You're late, Edgy! What took you so long? I don't want to hear it. I chartered a private jet to come as quickly as I could. Well, you should have chartered a faster one. Anyway, just listen. Something happened to Miss Elise, and Nick is Maya and Iris's bikini. Huh? Say something, Edgy! Before I came here, I stopped by the hospital and paid Wright a visit. I believe I have a better understanding of the situation than you at this point. The murder victim was the picture book author Miss Elise Doneem. She was found by Wright in the head nun. The suspect is the temple's younger nun. Then later, while Wright was crossing the bridge, it broke and he fell into the river. The hospital says that he'll need at least 2 days of bed rest. Yes, that's right, you got it. But they arrested her. My sweet little Iris. And here I was, convinced he was the one the police had arrested. However, I still don't understand what these 2 items are for. What are you talking about? They're things Wright gave to me when I was leaving his room. This was the first. He said some nonsense about being able to see into people's hearts with this. On the other, he couldn't possibly be asking what they think he is, could he? I'm begging you, Iris's trial starts tomorrow. If Nick is out of the picture, you're all I've got left. You're the only one that can represent her. Oh, I'm gonna play as Edgy. What did you just say? You know, represent, defend. What were you expecting? What do you think I called you anyway? I'm a prosecutor, Larry, a prosecutor. Do you understand what I'm saying? A prosecutor is a lawyer who... Don't talk to me like a kid. I graduated from junior high, you know. That's not really much of an accomplishment, my dude. Don't worry about it. I promise I won't tell. But I mean, I heard a paper badge had no problem fooling an entire court before. How could this country's judicial system have fallen into such decay? Please, Edgy! At least listen to her. Listen to Iris' side of the story. So Wright wasn't joking when he gave me this badge after all. Thank you for... Edgeworth. Miles Edgeworth. I don't know if I can be of any help, but I will at least hear what you have to say about the murder. Mr. Wright, how is he? Mr. Laurice said that he might even die. Fortunately, he will be fine. Larry, you moron! How could you say something like that? He was badly bruised when he hit the water, but otherwise he is unharmed.
Thank goodness.
But he's caught some kind of nasty cold. A cold? He's running a high fever and is drifting in and out of consciousness. I must be imagining things. This woman. I feel like I've met her before. The guard is glaring at me. If someone glares at you, it's only polite to return the favor, is what I was taught. Are you alright, Mr. Edgeworth? Oh, excuse me. Did you just glare at the guard, Edgy? The camera is glaring at me. Oh, so that's why he always looks the way he does. So that's why he always looks unhappy. He glares at everything. Pardon me, Iris. I would like to ask you something if you don't mind. I have the distinct feeling you and I have met before.
It must be your imagination, Mr. Edgeworth. After all, I hardly ever leave Hazakura Temple.
Hazakura Temple? What's that?
It's a place where those who wish to boost their spiritual power come to train. You need to undergo some very difficult training to release your inner spiritual power.
Spiritual power? Did you go to that temple for that reason as well?
No, I don't have any spiritual powers. I don't need them.
In that case, what are you doing at that temple then?
I've committed some sins that I need to pay for. That's why I'm there and why I continue to train, to purify my soul.
I want to ask you about last night, the night of the crime.
All right. I helped to clean up after dinner and then went back to my room at about 8 o'clock. Later, I left my room to ring the lights out bell at 10 o'clock.
Bell?
We ring it at the same time each night.
I see. And then?
And then I was told to go to the training hall, but I went back to my room and stayed there.
Why didn't you go to the training hall like you were asked to?
I was frightened.
Frightened?
So I just stayed in my room and meditated until the murder happened.
There's more to her story. I just know there is. Maybe I should dig a little deeper. You were asked to go to the training hall on the night of the murder.
Yes.
However, you didn't go, because you say you were frightened. What exactly were you so frightened of? What in the world?
Is there something wrong?
I'm sorry, it's nothing. It looks like she's not aware of them herself. These must be what Wright was talking about. These psycho locks. I believe he said that I need to present this Magatama item to do something. So, do you have any idea as to what really occurred last night?
I think it was the result of the tremendous spiritual power that was unleashed.
Spiritual power?
Yes, spiritual training has been a cause behind many great tragedies. This incident was just another example.
Iris, I'm sorry, but I can't accept that. I'm a man of science. I don't believe in spiritual power.
Yes, I understand. Most people don't.
And I am certain that the thing that killed the victim was a human. So please answer me this simple question. Were you the one who killed Elise Donim?
No. I'm not the one who took her life.
Those psycho-lock things aren't appearing. I suppose that means I can believe that she's not lying. What's wrong? I can't believe what I'm thinking. And here I just finished saying that I don't believe in spiritual power. It appears that's about all that you can tell me.
Thank you very much for listening to my story.
I visited Wright at the hospital before coming here. He asked me to take care of you.
Me?
Yes, at the trial tomorrow. He asked me to defend you.
If Mr. Wright has that much faith in you, Mr. Edgeworth, then I will gladly entrust my fate to your capable hands.
But before that, I have one question.
Yes?
Do you know Wright?
Why would you ask that?
Whenever you came up in a conversation, he would begin to act a little strange.
Mr. Edgeworth, what is Mr. Wright to you?
Now that's getting a bit personal there. Oh. He is a very dear and indispensable friend. Aw, he admits it! He admits that they're friends! It's progress!
It was 5 years ago. That's when I deceived him.
You deceived him?
I heard that he was in a lot of pain afterwards because of what happened. I know what a weak person I am. That's why I thought it was best if he never saw me again. I wanted him to just forget about me without learning the truth.
Well, if you ask me, Wright is still suffering. And until he learns the truth, I don't think he will ever be able to truly recover. Iris, it's not too late. You should go to him. Tell him the truth. I'll defend you, but only if you agree to that one condition.
All right, Mr. Edgeworth, I promise.
Very well. I'll do everything in my power to get you an acquittal. That's enough information gathering for now. I should head to the crime scene. My friend since grade school. Aww! Fell from Dusky Bridge and is currently hospitalized. Dick Gumshoe, homicide detective at the local precinct, in charge of the initial investigation. Larry, my friend since grade school. I don't remember how we became friends, though. The victim of this incident, a picture book author of unknown age, Larry's teacher. The defendant, a nun from Hazakura Temple, doesn't seem to have any spiritual power.
That's called a demon warding hood. I gave that to Mr. Wright last night.
He was wearing this when I saw him at the hospital today.
It's an important item for protecting acolytes from evil spirits.
If it's so important, then why did you give it to him?
Last night I felt something. I felt that something terrible was about to happen. I didn't want Mr. Wright to fall into its grip.
Oh! Well, he wound up falling into something much deeper and colder. I probably shouldn't say that out loud, though. Thank God for inner monologue.
I was against the idea of our temple appearing in that magazine. I was afraid that this type of tragedy may occur.
In that case, why did you allow them to run an article about you?
It was Sister Bikini. She's actually rather fond of attention. Surprisingly so.
She certainly does look rather happy in this photo.
That's Mystic Elise Doneen. She's a picture book author, or so I've heard.
Does she come to Hazakura Temple often?
No, this was her first time. It's just that she was a very important visitor.
Is that so?
Yes, Sister Bikini told me be certain not to offend her.
The victim is Elise Doneen. The prosecutor's office still doesn't have much information about her, it seems.
Is that an attorney's badge?
Yes, this belongs to Wright.
Really?
I'm actually a prosecutor.
Oh, then why do you have a defense attorney's badge pinned on your lapel?
Well, you see, I borrowed it. Who is the woman on this hanging scroll?
Well, I don't know the details, but I've heard she's the master of the Korean channeling technique.
Master?
Yes, Mystic and Misty. She was a great spirit medium. That's what I've heard. I also heard that she went missing over 15 years ago. Spirit mediums. There's no such thing anyway. Mr. Edgeworth? I know all about them. They're nothing but frauds. She doesn't know anything about it, of course. But there was a time, 17 years ago, when I met the master myself.
Take that!
Neon says, poor Edgy. Yeah, poor Edgy. Since I've been handed this case, it is my duty to dig up all the answers. Understand? Yes, sir. The smallest flame can sometimes bathe a case in a whole new light. In my years in court, I've seen it happen over and over again. That's why I'm committed to searching until I have those answers. Now then, is it really true that you didn't go to the inner temple last night? Yes, I swear. I already told you that. Yes, you said you didn't go because you were frightened. That's right. If that's the case, then the obvious question is, what were you so afraid of? Iris, I wonder. Definitely don't have it. It looks like I still don't have enough information. I need to investigate. It sure is cold, all right. So this is it. Dusky Bridge. Oh, wow! It's you, Mr. Edgeworth! Oh. Ugh. Detective Gumshoe. Long time no see. It's been about a year. Right, just a bit better. Come on, Edgy. Some letters are wildly engraved into a roughly cut boulder. Dusky Bridge. Certainly is an appropriate name. You need to get some glasses, Mr. Edgeworth. That sign says Dusty Bridge. I can see how you read it wrong, though, sir. My apartment, sir. The name hip. Wait, the name of my apartment complex is Compton Castles. That's not such a great name if you ask me.
Well, it's not such a great apartment either, sir. I just got back into the country, so I don't really know much about the case. It's simple. Well, simple is as simple does, as they say. Oh, you've got no idea how much I've missed that biting sarcasm of yours, sir. But seriously, this one's a piece of cake. There's a witness that saw the whole thing. A witness? Yeah, the bikini lady. Bikini lady? Here, on this freezing cold mountain? Well, you should talk to her yourself if you want the details, sir. I may have to talk to this bikini lady. I mean, decisive witness myself. So, this is the bridge that Wright fell through. Yep, I can't imagine being that reckless myself. Look before you cross is how it goes, right? Or was that leap? And is there something on the other side? Yeah, some old building they call the Inner Temple. But we can't get over there without a bridge, sir. What? Nobody lives there, so it's usually not a problem. But someone was at the Inner Temple doing some training and now they're stuck there. Yes, I heard that from Wright. It's Maya Fey. Oh no, her again? Anyway, the air's really turbulent right now, so we can't do an aerial extraction. No one's going to be able to reach the Inner Temple until tomorrow, sir. Will she be alright in this cold? So how did this bridge burn down anyway? We're almost 100% sure it was lightning. Lightning? So who is this Prosecutor Godot? I've never heard of him. Yeah, he's a new guy. Showed up after you left the country. He's a complete rookie, but nobody can say a bad word about him, the guy. What kind of a man is he? He just became a prosecutor recently, but he's good, sir. Real good. If he's so good, how is it that I've never heard of him? Is he the lead prosecutor on this case? You bet he is! After all, you know who is right in the middle of it. You know who? Phoenix Wright, of course. For some reason, Godot has really got it in for Mr. Wright. Oh. Yeah, he seems to have some kind of a grudge. And what would be the cause of this grudge? I don't know. Maybe he made fun of his mask or something. None of this is making any sense. I'd better look into this Godot myself. You're telling me the bridge caught on fire due to a fluke bolt of lightning? Yep. Last night it snowed for the first time in 3 days. It's a little unusual for lightning to occur during a snowfall like that. Thunder snow! But according to the weather data, lightning definitely struck. I see. This is a very detailed weather report. Almost too detailed. It even has the exact time that the lightning struck the bridge. Oh, that? We got that information from the witness's testimony. Someone actually saw the lightning hit the bridge. Who is this witness? Neon says demon lightning. It's gotta be. Sorry, I'll go ask one of the local cops later, sir. Oh? What's that then doing on your lapel, Mr. Edgeworth? Is it really that old? You bet it is, sir. A prosecutor? A prosecutor wearing a defense attorney's badge? Looks like a detective with a license to kill. Does this little thing hold that ominous of a meaning? There's a lot we don't know about this victim. We don't know her real name, her background. We don't know anything, really. It's rather odd. If she was trying to hide her identity, why would she become an author? Yeah, I bet it was just one of those things, you know. She probably never expected to get so popular. Whenever something happens, this guy always shows up like he hasn't got a care. In fact, you know what? Every time he shows up, I always wonder the same thing. Maybe somehow he's actually the cause of all these incidents. I wonder if Gumshoe has realized it yet. But you could say the exact same thing about him. Your face is more drawn out than the last time I saw you over a year ago. Really? I thought so. No, wait. It's not so much drawn out as weary and tired, or maybe just plain old thin. I thought that too, sir. My salary's been kinda on the low end. So yeah, my food options have been kinda non-existent.
Off-brand chicken soup, off-brand spaghetti, off-brand bread, that sort of stuff. I thought you were really into instant noodles last year. I got really sick of this stuff after a while, sir. He's supposed to be Miss Elise Doneem's apprentice or something. I see. Yeah, he drew a nice portrait of me. That's nice. But he made me pay him 50 cents for it. I'm sorry about that. You don't seem very interested in him, Mr. Edgeworth. I really don't want to talk about him, that's why. I feel like I've seen this girl somewhere before. She wasn't from a prior case, was she? Nope, can't be. We did a database search with her fingerprints and came up with nothing. I see. I just can't shake this nagging feeling. Well, everyone knows that you were quite popular with the ladies, sir. Maybe she's an old girlfriend that you sent to Dumpsville when you were younger. Detective, where did you hear such nonsense from? I didn't hear it from anyone. It's just sort of how I imagine you to be, sir. Do I really inspire this sort of frothing desire from the female masses? I usually hear about promising young prosecutor candidates while they're still in school, but I've never seen or heard of this person. I gotta admit, he's puzzling all right. He just appeared one day, big mug of steaming coffee in his hand. He sounds like an interesting man. Yeah, the whole prosecutor's office is really into double espresso macchiatos lately. Yo, Edgy, what took you so long? I'm so cold my brain's turned to sherbet. I knew it was a mistake to race back to this country. What do you mean? Wright is going to be fine, and the case itself isn't anything unusual. And I find myself taking a request to defend a woman accused of murder. Hey, wait a sec! Hold it! Objection! What's going on here, Mr. Edgeworth? It's hard to explain, but one thing led to another, and... What kind of lame excuse is that? And you call yourself a defense attorney? Prosecutor Edgeworth is a prosecutor, and that's why he's Prosecutor Edgeworth. Prosecutor Edgeworth defense attorney just sounds plain old weird, pal. Right, Prosecutor Edgeworth? I'm not sure what role I'm supposed to be playing anymore. Dude, Edgy. I don't see you for a couple of years and your heart turns to sherbet. I'd say more like sorbet. It is rather cold here. Iris didn't murder her. Someone else did it. I just know it, okay? So trust me on this one. Ever the romantic, aren't you, Larry? Nevertheless, I'll do whatever I can to prove her innocence. At least until I pass the baton on to Wright, that is. Man, I'm telling you, Iris is so cute. Right, Edgy? You think so too, don't you? What's wrong? Why are you so quiet? To put it simply, your comment has me highly concerned. Could it be that the reason you think she's innocent? Come on, a girl that cute can't possibly be a murderer. Larry, please. You don't know this woman. I was right after all. I should never have come back. No, don't worry. I see things for how they really are this time. Honest. If I had a penny for every time he said that. It's just that, well, Iris is a delicate flower. You can't force things too much. You know what I mean? Huh? I have no idea what you're talking about, Larry. Oh, forget it. I didn't say anything. Huh? Larry, where were you, and what were you doing on the night of the crime? Larry? What? Don't tell me. You think I might have done it? What? Get lost! Go back on your chartered jet and get out of my sight, you creep. And I hope your plane crashes and you die. I'll ask just one more time. On the night of the murder, where were you and what were you doing? Oh, good Lord, Larry. As I suspected, psycho-locks. I'm sorry, man. You know me. I just don't remember. My short-term memory is a wreck, dude. This man, I swear. Come to think of it, when you were a kid, you were always saying, when I grow up, I want to be a lawyer and defend people or something like that. That was a long time ago. But see, now you've got the chance to follow your boyhood dream for a day. Edgy, you've got to do it. You've got to save my little Iris. This is exactly why I hate childhood friends. I still can't believe it. She was such a great person. But someone's pinning this murder on my sweet little Iris. Edgy, please, I'm counting on you. Well, frankly, I was hoping you could give me a little more than that. Well then, I got it. I'll draw you a portrait. How about that? Since you're kind enough to offer. All right. I'm surprised he's actually taken him up on that. He was a good guy, a real pal to the end. When I look back now, I have nothing but good memories. What's with the past tense? He's not dead, you know. Yeah, you're right. Anyway, the guy owes me. After all, I saved his life. What is that supposed to mean? If I hadn't called for help so quickly, he would have died. It's no surprise, though. I used to be a security guard. It was all instinct, baby. He literally told you to call for help. He has a point. He called me pretty quickly, too. I think Larry's pretty good at motivating people. I just wish he would try motivating himself once in a while. Oh, me? All you have to know is to remember not to call me Larry anymore. What? I'm a new person now. I've been reborn as Laurice Donine. Alright, fine. Let me ask you something else then, Larry. Call me Laurice! If you don't, then I'll call you Melise Donine. I have a feeling that she's hiding something. Could be. After all, she's shy and gets embarrassed pretty easily. I don't think that has anything to do with it. Why not? Look, I know all about this kind of thing. Come on, Edgy. You were a guy once. Lots of girls are like Iris. You know I'm right. Well, you most certainly seem to have convinced yourself. Man, I love shy girls like her. It's just so cute. You know what I mean? Still doesn't listen to others, I see. I guess some people just never change. Hey, hello there. So how are you feeling? All right, I suppose. Huh? Who's this? My name is Miles Edgeworth. My, handsome boy such as yourself is always welcome. If circumstances weren't so tragic, I might just... Please don't call me boy. I'm sorry to trouble you, but I'm looking for a woman in a bikini. Well, you have found her. Now, what can I do for you? I'm sorry, but I don't see any bikinis. Ha ha ha, if you ask nicely, I might give you a peek, big boy. Ha ha ha, ho 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 ho. Mr. Edgeworth? This is the head nun, Sister Bikini. She's the witness. Why didn't you tell me that earlier? This is exactly why your salary keeps on getting cut. Ugh, my stomach is already growling in protest. So, what's the latest about my beloved Iris? Well, first, I want to hear what you know. First, I'd like to ask you about last night. Well, last night, we had an acolyte here for training. After dinner, the two of us went to the training hall in the inner temple. She must be talking about Maya. Approximately what time was that? I suppose it was about 9 when we left here. Training lasts all night long. It's extremely exhausting. The channeling dojo's head nun must be in attendance at all times to keep watch. Wow, you're right. That does sound exhausting. Detective, this is no time for flattery. Sorry. Sometime around 11, you witnessed the incident in the courtyard. But your duty was in the inner temple. Why did you come back here? It way you're staring at me, I'm starting to get goosebumps. Ha 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 ha. I'm starting to get goosebumps myself, but for a decidedly different reason. It's freezing in here. Is there any sort of heater? Ho ho, you get the chills pretty easy, don't you, Mr. Edgeworth? Alright then, I'd like you to tell me exactly what you saw in the courtyard. It must have been past 11. Ah, no, I can't say it. It's too much for my poor heart. Hey, calm down, lady. Let go of my tie. I saw two people. One of them was lying on the ground. The other one was stabbing her from the back. With a sword. Did you see this criminal with your own eyes? I didn't want to believe what I was seeing. But it was Iris. You must have been quite shocked. Of course she was. Try putting yourself in her shoes. It'd be like if you were stabbing Mr. Wright smack in the middle of a courtroom. And I happened to witness it from the witness stand. I'd be pretty shocked too. I know it sounds insane, but that's what I saw. And when I finally realized what I was seeing, I screamed and then I passed out. Unfortunately for us, her testimony seems to be pretty solid. However, the idea of Iris doing such a foul act seems unnatural. I'm ashamed to say. And after she went through the trouble of signing up for the special course. Special course? It's a training session where you sit in a block of spirit ice and chant 30,000 times. You don't mean to tell me she's still doing that over at the inner temple, do you? No, of course not. You don't have to worry about that one little bit. Last night, we still hadn't started the training session itself. Well, that's good to hear. Oh, dear. There's one thing I forgot to tell you. No, I don't think I like the sound of this. Do you know that small girl? I believe she's Mystic Maya's little sister. Maya has a little sister? Oh, you mean Little Pearl. That's Maya Faye's cousin. Little Pearl? I thought she was going to visit Mystic Elise after we'd finished with dinner cleanup. But I haven't seen her at all since late last night. She's nowhere to be found. You mean she was with the victim? It's all the fault of my stupid, creaky old back. The little girl who was with the victim on the night of the murder is gone. As they say, the plot thickens. The fact that little Pearl hasn't been found worries me. About this here. Yeah. Actually. Huh. Ah, well, look what you found. Look what you found. And Niels is not Pearly. Yeah, I know, right? That's the master of the Korean channeling technique, Mystic Misty Faye. Faye. It's been nearly 20 years since Mystic Misty's disappearance. Apparently, she intended to pass on the master title to her daughter. Who is this daughter? Well, I myself am part of a branch family of the Faye clan, but even I am not privy to information concerning the main family. Well, that's a demon warding hood. Acolytes are highly susceptible to possession by evil spirits, you know. That's why we always wear these for protection. Oh, I see. What are you waiting for? You won't get any protection just by holding it, you know. Put it on already. No, I can't. I was just... Ha 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 ho. It's like it was made just for you, Mr. Edgeworth. What do you mean by that, detective?
looks absolutely marvelous. You've just got to keep it on for a while. Is this some sort of divine retribution? I'm sure he looks adorable in it. About this picture. Well, look at that. I look pretty S to the Xy, don't you think? Yeah, absolutely. Up until recently, we've avoided exposure in such magazines, but this time we had our reasons. Is that so, for example? Ha 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 ha! Why, well, why deny the world the sight of such a lovely face? Oh, how could such a terrible thing have happened? It's all my fault. Oh, come on, lady. I don't think you need to take all the blame yourself. Quit! What do you know anyway? Ouch, you're scary. That stupid 5 o'clock shadow in that stupid old coat of yours. It's too bad that you weren't the one that disappeared. Ouch. Why does she have to take it all out on me? Her anger does seem a little manufactured. This man, his face betrays a life of suffering and great weariness of the world. Sure. But even so, I can't believe this guy actually jumped into the river. Think of all the fun things he might have enjoyed if he had just lived. Relentless spiritual training alone is no way to lead a complete life, huh? It sounds like she's got some major regrets she's dealing with. Perhaps I should let Gumshoe explain Wright's situation to her for me. Hey, don't look at me like that. Do your own dirty work, sir. This is Mystic Elise's apprentice, is it not? I think he might have a bit of a crush on me. Sweet boy, at any rate. Huh? Oh, I don't blame him. Sister Bikini understands the temptations of young men. Sure. But I'm afraid it wouldn't be proper to abuse my position. I am head nun, after all. But in return, I did allow him to draw a portrait of me. I pray it was a pose that maintained your modesty, for everyone's sake. You said you went with Maya to the training hall in the inner temple last night. Did you happen to see Iris while you were there? Of course I saw her! I told her to meet us after ringing the 10 o'clock bell for lights out. So you're saying Iris came to the inner temple then? Of course she did! Iris has always been a good, obedient girl. After that, I had Iris help the Mystic Maya begin her training. But that doesn't fit with Iris' story at all. She said that she never went to the inner temple. As they say, the plot thickens. It's all my fault. Me and my stupid back. Mystic Elise has been murdered, an important acolyte is trapped, and a little girl has been lost. You know, you really shouldn't be so negative. It creates bad karma. Quite right. I need to do some more training myself, I think. She's a very important visitor, you know, an honored acolyte. Honored? How so? The Fey name is synonymous with the Korean channeling technique. Therefore, she must be a spirit medium of great power indeed. Now that you mention it, 1 year ago, there was a case that was about the master of the Korean channeling technique. Detective. I detest talk of supernatural drivel. I suppose now you'll say she has midi-chlorians. Ho ho ho. So it gives you the creeps, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? It's got nothing to do with it. Oh, this poor girl. Where could she have gone? Well, we checked out her home and she's not there. And she's nowhere in the vicinity of the temple either. Which means there's only a few other possibilities as to where she could be. Ah, do you think maybe she fell off the bridge and was carried downstream? I hope not! Why do you have to be such a pessimist, detective? I was just trying to think like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Ironic. I became a pessimist only after I had the pleasure of working with you. Aw, come on, Edgeworth! Neon says, R.I.P. Pearls. I hope not. Please don't kill off the cute 9-year-old. But it's about 10, and this seems like a good spot to leave off on. Just about to investigate the crime scene. This is already turning into a very interesting case. Let's see where else this case leads next week. Good evening, and thank you all for coming.